models may be shown.
Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, Ticketmaster, your New England Boy dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, TD Bank, Service Credit Union, and by Catches Law.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over! The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup!
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Mass Mutual, Wendy's, Live Nation, your Boston area Lexus dealers, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, it's Boston Bruins hockey. Tonight, fresh off sweeping a 5-game homestand, the Bruins hit the road for the first of 2 in a row as they take on the Chicago Blackhawks. Great to have you with us alongside Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. Tonight's storylines are brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado, where dependability comes standard. Well, the Bruins have won 7 of their last 8 games and 5 in a row after a 4-2 win over Seattle on Thursday night at TD Garden. It marked the first time since 2019 and only 8th time in team history that the Bruins swept a homestand of 5 games or more. It was also the 5th straight game that Marco Sturm's team allowed 2 goals or less. What's been the difference defensively?
2 things. The game without the puck. That means the way we defend it, and what also showed you the way, because of it, and nothing really changed offensively. Like, actually, we scored more by just being, being on the right side of the puck. The other thing I think we kind of learned from the past to be patient too. There was a lot of times we got too excited, too highs or too lows. I think we've been very steady, actually, And if you look at our third periods now, all 5 games at home, they've probably been one of the better ones. So that I think that was the biggest reason, just to be more consistent, stay calm, and play better defensively. And obviously our goalies were excellent.
Yeah, who was it in the third period the other day? They outshot 16-2. Was that Detroit? Yeah, I mean, their third periods have been really strong. They're getting some reinforcements today, unless something changes. We're watching warm-up right now. Hampus Lindholm looks like he's going to draw back into the lineup. They took him off injured reserve. He's going to play the left side with Mason Lohrei over on the right side. They did lose Andrew Peeke the other day, and he's on the trip and did practice today, but doesn't look like he's going to play here tonight. It's been impressive what they've done over the last handful of games. They have not allowed a 5-on-5 goal since 2 minutes into the Ranger game. It's almost 12 periods now where they have
4
not,
full games.
That they have not allowed a 5-on-5 goal. Penalty killing, continues to be a work in progress, and try to stay out of the box against a Chicago team that can hurt you in that area, but 5-on-5, you really like a lot of what they've done. The goaltending deserves a lot of credit for that, but it's more than just the goaltending. It's the way that they have defended. It's the way that they've played. It's the way that they've protected leads and tried to extend leads. The way that they've checked up the ice. Marco Sturm, we talked to him a little bit this morning. He said, sometimes it's not all that pretty through the neutral zone, but that's the objective. You don't want it to be pretty. And teams that aren't patient enough coming through the middle of the ice don't get their forecheck established. And the Bruins have done a great job in that area here so far, or at least recently, especially on the homestand. So continues again here. Now it's on the road. Now you got to take the show on the road. It's not just about home ice and the matchups and things you get there. Now you got to be able to do it, in different arenas.
And this will be an emotional night here in Chicago. They're honoring their Cup-era teams here. A lot of alumni back, and the fans will get a show here before the opening puck drop tonight. Meanwhile, the Bruins offensively, Victor Arvidsson gets a goal on Thursday night. He's riding a 6-game point streak. He, along with Pavel Zacha, Casey Middlestad, have been a constant in Marco Sturm's lineup together and on the score sheet lately. Arvidsson spoke the other night about the threesome's recent success.
We're healthy, and we were really skating and helping each other and finding each other the close passes and stuff. I think we're really connected, and just having fun out there, I think, is a big part of it too, and talking about situations all the time. So.
That line's been good. Arvidsson, since coming back from injury, I think Middlestad has a more complete game now, certainly than he did beginning of the season. And last year when he came in the trade. And Zacha, you kind of know what you're going to get. We talked a little bit about him the other day. But that line has been a constant, like you said, for Marco Sturm and his staff, because they're reliable. And now they're putting up the offensive numbers as well. So really good to see. They don't always get the toughest matchup because, if other teams are looking at it, they're saying, okay, well, who do we put our, top D pair against? Who do we put our top checking line against? Well, you got Pasternak and Geekie spread out, and that line has been dangerous because I think some of it is due to the matchups, but also some of it is due to the way that they played and the way that they have been connected, like Victor Arvidsson was just saying.
Well, in addition to the win on Thursday night, the Bruins, of course, honored longtime captain Zdeno Chara, retiring his number 33. Off the ice, Chara continues to work behind the scenes with Bruins players. He's got a big fan in his fellow big defenseman, Nikita Zadorov.
Yeah, on the ice, obviously, as the big guy, there's definitely a lot of tips he can give to you, the position-wise, PK, the big situations, how to manage the minutes, how to manage your body and everything, and off the ice. From the leadership standpoint, you name it, I mean, it's everything. I'm trying to, and every chance I get, I try to talk to him, pick his head a little bit, obviously, and he's got so much experience in this organization, so it helps as well.
Can't hurt, right? Look, Zadorov has played some really good hockey since, I'll say, February, March of last year. And I know that the team really struggled last season. He went through the whole trade deadline, led the team in plus-minus last year. Whether you like that stat or not, he led the team in plus-minus last year. He's leading it again this year. Aspro's right there as well.
I think Aspro's jumped him the other night, but
they're right there, 1 and 2. So he's playing within the position. He's not running all over the place. He's not taking bad penalties. Can that change in a hurry? Yeah, I think it can. But for him, and to his credit, he's been able to maintain that discipline. And when I say discipline, not just the penalty-taking discipline, but running all over the place. Discipline positionally. And when you know what you're going to get from him, if you're his partner and if you're out there as a forward with him and you're trying to play as a connected unit, as long as he's not running all over the place, he's a valuable part of that team. I mean, he's physical, he's intimidating, he can skate, and he certainly knows how to defend. And I think he's really kind of taken that position in because he's defending against some of the better players now. I don't know if that trust was built in when he first came here. In fact, I know it wasn't because he had to play within the system that they play right now, and he had trouble doing that when he came over. But he's been really good here this season, and I mean, when you've got him and a Hampus Lindholm, I know, on that left side, and then you throw Aspro into the mix. That's a pretty solid left side right now. You can play Aspro. Aspro's not your top left defenseman, but he's playing with Charlie McAvoy, and McAvoy playing well. I just think as a group, I think the confidence has really come. Yoki Haru, since coming back from injury, has been good. Yeah. Lorei continues to work on different facets of his game, but generally has been pretty good in certain areas. So, as a group, this is what they've got, and you add the goaltending into the mix and the way that they're connected with the forwards. We see almost 12 periods without allowing a 5-on-5 goal.
Well, as you said, now they got to bring it on the road. And after winning 5 straight at home, they start a 2-game road trip here in Chicago tonight. We'll be in Dallas on Tuesday night. Marco Sturm's team so far this season, 1 game under 500 away from TD Garden.
I think it's easier when things are going well, or the other way. It could be both ways when you're at one spot, right? So we're at home. It feels like you have a rhythm going on, and the crowd and things are going well. I think the challenging part now, can you bring it on the road too now, right? It's a different environment, obviously a different city, different something. So that's where we just got to make sure that we're going to stay sharp and stay with our game.
And it is about them. You hear that's kind of a cliche for coaches and even players. And you say, look, it's about us. It's about what we do in this locker room. You're always going to make tweaks and minor changes depending on who you're playing against. You're playing against Connor Bedard here today. You always obviously have to take special attention to him. But at the same time, it's about what you do. It's about continuing to play your game, your structure, confident in the way that you defend, knowing that you'll get some offensive time. The crazy thing about this thing is Morgan Geekie hasn't scored in how many games?
Yeah, it's
9 or 10.
It's 11.
11 games now. The power play has gone a little bit cold. I know they had an empty netter the other day, but the power play's been cold, and Geekie hasn't scored, yet they've been winning games. So you're finding that structure to win, and now you get Morgan Geekie going a little bit offensively. Like what I saw from him this morning, just kind of watching him. You know, he had a lot on his mind, right? Had the baby now, and he can kind of focus a little bit more on the game. He hit the crossbar the other day, so it's coming for him, and when it comes, it's going to come in bunches. And the power play as well. It's going to go through peaks and valleys throughout a season, but you're winning games without the benefit of having the power play going or Geekie going.
Quick roster news to touch on. You mentioned Hampus Lindholm activated off of IR this afternoon after missing the last 6 games with an injury. Andrew Peeke left Thursday's game with an injury. Bruins yesterday recalled Billy Sweezy, the defenseman from Providence. With Lindholm's activation, he has been sent back to Providence. And the Bees yesterday also made a trade. Jeffrey Viel sent to the Anaheim Ducks in exchange for a 4th-round draft pick. He had only dressed for 10 games this season, was a healthy scratch in the last 12 straight heading into this one. Jonas Korpisalo will get the start in goal tonight. He's won his last 2 starts, including a shutout against Pittsburgh on Sunday. Here's what's on deck, brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at TimberTech.com. We'll go around the NHL, including an afternoon overtime affair in Buffalo.
Kaprizov moves back in. He centers. They score! Zuccarello the winner!
Bob will chat with Bruins head coach Marco Sturm.
The only thing right now, sometimes I felt like we had trouble is when we get too excited, too comfortable. We just got to remember what brought us here.
And up next, we'll preview the Chicago Blackhawks here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hi, this is Andrew Peeke. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season helps score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate $100 to help end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive locally. Every time we feed the puck for a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger up to $50,000. To learn more about feeding the puck for families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Boston Sports Talk, the Sports Hub.
Hawks get it back, then give it back. Sharangovich at center ice. Hands it off. Coronado, Hawk line. Stops and fires. He scores. An empty net goal will give the Flames a 3-1 lead with
Blackhawks here in Chicago tonight. Chicago followed up a 4-game winning streak by losing 3 of their last 4 on Thursday night, dropping a 3-1 decision to Calgary. Jeff Blashill's team has now scored a total of 6 goals in its last 4 games.
Not as much as we'd like. It's kind of like what I said. I mean, the last game to me, through 2 periods, we had generated enough chances. I think we had 15 through 2 periods. So the way that we do chances, if you get in the 20s, that's a high chance night for a team. And so we would have been there even if we just repeated the first, which was 5, and we got 0. And so that's not enough chances. So that's a little bit what I talked about. We got to make sure we're super committed to Getting to that middle ice, being a hard kind of driving through middle type team, laying pucks in behind and playing in the ozone.
Younger team, I think that they overachieved a little bit earlier in the year. They got off to a really good start and were playing some good hockey. They lost Bedard for a spell, and you can see how much he means to this team because they kind of fell off the map there for a couple of weeks. But he's back in the lineup now, and they're a dangerous team. If you allow them to be, they can be a dangerous offensive team. I think you can try to take advantage of them on the defensive side of things. The Bruins will not be seeing Spencer Knight here today. They're going to see Soderblom in net for them. That's a bit of a break because Spencer Knight's had a very good year. So, can the Bruins take advantage of it? That still remains to be seen. But the Blackhawks can be dangerous if you let them. And, a guy like Bedard, when you talk about defending, the Bruins like to talk about layers. If you get chasing him in that defensive zone, he can beat you because he's so quick. So you've got to be committed to being on the right side of the puck with him, having good body position against him, and you also have to be prepared. If you're not the man covering him, you've got to be prepared for him to beat the man that's covering him, and to help out. And that's going to be, I think, a challenge for the Bruins here tonight. And be physical on him. It's easier said than done, right? He's a quick player. But the Bruins have that ability to be physical and make it hard on him.
You mentioned he missed some time, missed a 12-game stretch there with the injury, but 34 games played this year.
Probably cost him a chance to make the Olympic team.
Yeah.
Probably.
34 games this year, 19 goals, 46 points for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really growing into a star.
He was top 5 in the NHL in scoring before his injury.
So the Bruins and the Blackhawks coming up here from Chicago. When we come back, we will take a look back at the Bruins' 5-0 homestand here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Clog drain never happens at a good time. John Sewer Drain Cleaning, with locations in Woburn and Norwood and a team of over 70 technicians on the road daily, will solve your clog drain problem fast. John Sewer Drain Cleaning, on call since 1976. Visit johnsewer.com.
We get the job done.
Hi, this is Bob Sosi, voice of New England football. You've heard me talk about ClearPath for Veterans and safety insurance. Now New Hampshire residents can also support our veterans and save on auto insurance. ClearPath for Veterans is working with safety insurance to help New England veterans at the resource centers in Devens, Massachusetts and Manchester, New Hampshire. Safety policyholders can make a $50 tax-deductible donation to ClearPath and earn a 5% discount on your safety automobile insurance. New Hampshire and Massachusetts residents can say thanks to those who serve and get rewarded. Visit safetyforvets.com.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Earn your bachelor's degree online, quickly and affordably with UMass Lowell. Visit uml.edu/online.
Ladies and gentlemen, football fans of Foxborough, are you ready to tackle cyber threats? IntraSystems, New England's leader in cybersecurity solutions, presents the ultimate defensive front against malware, phishing, and cyber blitzes with Barracuda's XDR solution. Barracuda's XDR solution is relentless, fast, and always keeping threats in check. Contact IntraSystems today to protect your business with the champions of cybersecurity. Remember, a good defense wins championships and keeps your data safe. Access Security Trust. IntraSystems.com.
Champions play here. The Sports Hub.
Face off. Coming at center ice, Bruins will go from left to right here in the first period. Second and final regular season meeting with the Flames and the start of a 5-game homestand here for Boston. As Pavel Zacha stands in against Mikhail Backlund for the opening draw. Pasternak will move it back through neutral ice. Here's Husnadin out down the right wing circle, trying to drop past to Pasternak, over to the far circle, and they score! Elias Lindholm one-times at home. It's 2-0 Bruins. And that one knocked away. Zacha keeps alive. To Middlestat, near circle, takes the shot. Wolf the save. Rebound, score! Casey Middlestat. makes it a 4-0 Bruins lead.
It's huge. I mean, obviously, especially when you have a good start, you want to keep things rolling and, get the momentum on your side. And I feel like that's when, things start to go in and start to make plays. And, I think you can see it when we have some momentum and we're playing with some confidence.
Off the shot by Robertson, and they score. Bruins with an early jump, but it's the Rangers who get the jump on the scoreboard. Zibanejad just 1:24 into the first period. And then Arvidsson got decked in the far corner, a little slow in getting up. Middlestat to Zacha, top of the left circle, scores! There's the hat trick for Pavel Zacha as he makes it 6-1. First of his career. There's a shot, score! Pastrnak just threw it at the net and it redirected in front. Was that Husnudinov? Second hat trick of the day. Marat joins Zacha. And anybody who's got a hat left, here they come. First of his career. Jokiharju, near circle to Minton, back to Jokiharju. One-timer, score! Husnudinov with his fourth. He tipped that on the way in. Marat Husnudinov has gone from 5 goals to 9 goals in one afternoon.
Yeah, no, it's great. Those two guys, too, having that experience, first-timers. You got to work with the crowd, though. We need more hats on the ice, right?
They control the opening face-off briefly. Now it's grabbed at center ice and played off the near wall by Middlestat. Middlestat gets it off the carom out of the near corner. Jokiharju with a one-timer from the blue line. Save made. Rebound, score! It's Victor Arvidsson. Able to knock that one home, and the Bruins do have a 1-0 lead. Here's a chance. Korpisalo sprawling out.
Might have been a double tip. Just a wrist shot from the point from Kulak that it changed directions on its way in at least once.
And the Bruins are going to get their first shutout of the season as they win it 1-0 over the Penguins to make it 3 straight wins to start this homestand, and now have won 5 of their last 6.
I think that his last game really helped. I think just not for his confidence, but also for in general for our team. There's no bad thing about putting him in net and think about who we gonna get tonight.
Bruins will go from left to right here in the first period, wearing the home black sweaters, helmets, and pants. As we get a little jousting before the opening face-off between Pastrnak and DeBrincat. It's off a skate. Lohrei keeps it alive. Zacha scores! Pavel Zacha just rips it over the shoulder of Talbot, and the Bruins grab a 1-0 lead. Takes a shot. That one blocked. Comes back to McAvoy. In front, score! Fraser Minton lays it up into the air out to center ice. Kastelik racing for it and scores! Mark Kastelik able to direct that puck in from the far circle. An empty netter makes it 3-0.
I think it was one of the most complete games we played all year long, just 5-on-5. Those are the games where you have to take advantage a little bit.
Seattle will win the opening face-off. Dunn sending over to the far side, chipped up the far wall, and gets in deep to the Bruins zone. Here comes Zacha with speed into the zone. Stops on the right circle, sends it across. Arvidsson back in front, score! Beniers has it stolen by Kastelik, short-handed, 10 scores! Mark Kastelik the takeaway, and the backhander. Bruins make it 3-1. Tolvanen in right circle, back to Montour, one-timer, and that off the back glass, and Tolvanen shoots and scores.
I want to see if this is offside, right? It was close.
McAvoy will get to it first, rim it around near side. Geekie gives it to Pastrnak. Pasta will walk it toward the empty net, shoots and scores. With 14.1 to go, Pastrnak will put an end to this one, and that's going to do it. On the night the Bruins retire Zdeno Chara's number 33, they finish off a perfect 5-for-5 homestand.
Guys came out flying. I think it was maybe a good thing. It helped a little bit that these guys, Seattle played last night. Guys really were sharp.
A look back at the highlights, and there were many of that 5-game homestand that just wrapped up on Thursday night. Bruins and Blackhawks coming up from Chicago. Here's tonight's Catches Law injury report. Andrew Peeke left Thursday's game with a lower body injury, is on the trip, but will not play tonight. Hampus Lindholm activated off IR today, and Jordan Harris remains on long-term IR, continues to practice with the team. Injury report brought to you by Catches Law, the official law firm of the Boston Bruins. They've won over $3 billion for their clients. When you're injured and can't work, turn to Catches Law. There's no fee unless you win. Go to catcheslaw.com and schedule your free consultation today. We'll go around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance, plus plenty of room inside. Start your journey in a brand new vehicle. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, Passport, or CR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law. At Catches, we don't just work here, we live here. We're part of the same neighborhoods, the same schools, the same New England towns that you call home. So when life hits hard and you need someone in your corner, you deserve lawyers who truly understand what's at stake. With over 40 years of experience and more than $3 billion recovered for the people of New England, we know how to win, and we know how to fight for you. Visit catcheslaw.com today to schedule your free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless you win.
Poor Diana in accounting. She fell for an email phishing scam. Computers shut down. And people freaked out, especially about getting paid.
Hey!
Fortunately, the company had cyber risk coverage from Safety Insurance. Safety covered the cost of systems and data restoration, business income-related losses, and more. Don't let one human error shut down your business. Ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms, even the cyber kind.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen. Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
The game is on the Sports Hub.
Bruins and Blackhawks coming up from Chicago. Let's take a run around the NHL. Some afternoon action, including overtime in Buffalo. The Wild get the win.
Kaprizov tried to center, intercepted and cleared by Samuelson. 5 seconds left in the power play as Kaprizov moves back in. He centers. They score! Zuccarello the winner! And a power play goal in overtime wins it for Minnesota.
5-4 the final in that one. Matt Zuccarello, the game winner. Kaprizov had 3 assists. That's only the 3rd loss of any kind for Buffalo in their last 18. Rangers, yesterday, GM Chris Drury told the fans to brace for a retool. Today, they got a 6-3 win in Philadelphia.
Rangers with yet another great opportunity. Now Tom Lafreniere. Now Panarin shoots. He scores! Artemi Panarin with his second of the game. It is now 6-1 Rangers.
Yeah, they're pouring it on. Panarin 2 goals. Mika Zibanejad had a hat trick in that one for New York. The Flames, a winner at home today over the Islanders 4-2.
Zary. He'll take a look ahead. Order right through the middle. Weave his way in. Swings it over to Kadri. Up top, Kuznetsov. Scores! What a shot! Jan Kuznetsov. 4-0.
Lots of chatter in the last 24 hours about the future of Flames defenseman Rasmus Andersson. Meanwhile, the Utah Mammoth, the winner over Seattle 6-3.
Stolen away. Keller to the front. They score! Nate Smith! Oh, wow! Keller on the feed. Smith finishes it.
And the one in Ottawa, the Canadiens have a 2-0 lead on the Senators.
Backfield again. Canadiens buzzing. Caulfield for Suzuki. All time. Checked by Julie. Got it back to Caulfield. Slavkovsky scores!
They're through one period in New Jersey. Devils and Hurricanes are scoreless. End of one in Pittsburgh. It's the Penguins with a 2-1 lead on Columbus.
Ricard Raquel. Knocked past Florensky down into the Columbus end. Monahan sends it around. Crosby intercepts Raquel. Scores!
End of one down in D.C. The Panthers with a 1-0 lead on the Capitals.
Bennett comes right in front. They score! A.J. Greer! And the Panthers, after the successful coach's challenge and the save by Tarasov, get the game's first goal.
And one other game in progress, Toronto and Winnipeg played a scoreless first period. That's our look around the NHL. We'll hear from Marco Sturm next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
For all your heating and cooling needs, you need Endless Energy.
Hi, it's Amanda Perkins from Endless Energy. It may be baby it's cold outside weather, but that doesn't mean your home should be. From heating repairs to replacement, choose Endless Energy because your family deserves endless comfort. Call 775-END-LESS or self-schedule at goendlessenergy.com.
Scrub-A-Dub's unlimited car wash plan lets you wash anytime for one low monthly price. Your car will always be Scrub-A-Dub clean.
Anytime's a good time to be Scrub-A-Dub clean.
Visit New England's largest Volkswagen dealer group at colonialvw.com in Medford, Wellesley, and Westboro. Right now, they've got over 500 new vehicles in stock to choose from. Special promotions going on now include special rates for select models, and you can take advantage of their true zero-down lease on the all-new Tiguan, Sporty Taos, and spacious 7-seat Atlas. That's zero security deposit and zero due at signing. Visit colonialvw.com before these great offers expire. Yes, you can have it all at Colonial.
Yes, you can have it all at Colonial.
Greg Bedard here. I know you hear a lot about heating, plumbing, and AC on the station, and you don't think about it until your system breaks and you need it immediately. That's what happened to me, and I called Naterno Home Services, a local family-owned company, and they were there when I needed them. Naterno will buy back your old furnace, heat pump, boiler, mini-split, water heater, or water filtration system for up to $2,000. Plus, they offer Bryant HVAC equipment for zero down with zero interest for 36 months on all qualifying purchases. Visit NaternoHome.com to learn more. When your house says, oh no, better call Naterno.
The 99 Restaurant $14.99 Big Deal Meals are big on flavor, big on comfort, and big on value. And now you can dig into these big hearty meals all day, every day. You gotta love the nines.
Winter Skate is back at Patriot Place, bigger and better than ever. Perfect for families, friends, and skaters of all levels. Experience the joy of outdoor skating at the South Marketplace location. Download the Advantage app today for special winter skate rates and rewards. For information, visit patriot-place.com/winterskate.
Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Easily media group station.
Our pregame interview with Marco Sturm is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety.
Marco, you get set to take on the Blackhawks here today. Your team has won 5 in a row, all at home. Now you get to go on the road here, a couple good games. 5-on-5, your goals against come way down over the last few games. I don't think you've allowed a goal 5-on-5 since the Rangers in the first period. So it's been pretty strong for you. What's been the difference?
I do believe just the game without the puck, the way we manage pucks. I think also our tracking has been very good. What does it mean? What does it mean is, because we track so hard, it helps our defensemen automatically to have numbers going into our zone, and so we don't give up too many outman rushes. I think that's something we've been working on and we've been hurting too. And since then, because we do feel comfortable in our end, it's just, I would say the long game was always the issue.
I mean, the neutral zone is always an important part of your game. You like to have the forecheck, but the neutral zone, having the D stand up, right? Because you've got the support of the forwards coming back through the middle of the ice.
It's, again, it's sometimes not, doesn't look too sexy sometimes, but it works. I've seen it before, and it's just right now, I think it just gives us a certain comfort to our game where we know, okay, we can rely on, and it's, every team is different though, who we play, but there's a lot of teams that get frustrated by. I think you can see Detroit and Seattle a little bit the other night. So again, it's just, we feel very comfortable where we are right now, and hopefully we can, like you said, play the same way on the road too.
I'll ask a strange question. How would you break it as an opposing coach? The kind of the 1-2-2.
Yeah, no, it's the thing is about that. You actually have to you have to work on it. That's the thing. You tend to just draw it up. And the other thing you have to be patient of, and a lot of teams are not. So that's the whole thing behind it. It's nothing really tricky about it, but it's just something you have to be patient and depends on the game too. Sometimes it's a tight game where they need a goal and all of a sudden they get away from it. So, and that's where we know, okay, we got them.
So you're in a part of the schedule right now, in January, you got a couple weeks left until the Olympics. You know, just how much of an emphasis you putting on these last couple of weeks before you get a big break? And
yeah, no. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's right.
Yeah, very important. We said it a bunch of times already. We just want to finish the right way. We have something good going. We want to be more consistent, so that's part of it. And, you know, I always have my own little goals, and that's for me. You know, again, that's a small little goal I have, just to finish the right way before the break, because it's a big break. Everyone goes different ways, and then when you come back, I think that's going to be important that we're going to start at the, you know, not the right note, but also start in a good position, standing-wise, points-wise, the way we feel. I think that's just very important to finish, you know, the right way.
From a mental standpoint right now with the team and having win 5 in a row and playing the way that you are, just where's your team mentally?
Yeah, no, feel very confident right now. Again, the only thing right now, sometimes I felt like we had trouble is when we get too excited, too comfortable. We just got to remember what brought us here, what brought us some stretches with 2 points, and again, we just can't get away from our game. I think that's something we just gotta work on it and mention it, because I feel like that's the only thing we, you know, sometimes we don't, and then all of a sudden we're on our heels a little bit. So again, that's something we just have to control a little bit better, the highs and lows, and we've done it the last 5 games. So now it's a matter of time. Can we do it again?
Last question for you, just on Chicago here tonight. Obviously, Connor Bedard is a special player, but just the rest of the team, what do they do well? What do you have to do well against them?
Yeah, I know they are very, they're also a very streaky team. Why? It's because of their skill and speed. And if you have a guy like Bedard, he has a pretty damn good year. Again, I know he's been hurt a little bit, but you just have to watch those guys, and you know those guys can be the difference, and we just can't let them allow that. And again, we just got to be a little bit smarter, staying out of the box. Again today, that's where I think they really feel it. But it's a skating team, so we got to manage our puck very well and kind of make sure we're gonna make them stop and work in their zone.
Appreciate it, Marco. Good luck here tonight.
Thank you.
That's head coach Marco Stern. Bruins Blackhawks are next.
On Thursday night, the Bruins celebrated Zdeno Chara night by going perfect on their 5-game homestand. Kastelik from the red line will drive one in on Decord, and that's going to do it. On the night that the Bruins retire Zdeno Chara's number 33, they finish off a perfect 5-for-5 homestand. Now they come to Chicago for a Saturday night matchup with a team struggling to stay in the wild card race. The Bruins and the Blackhawks coming up next.
This is Boston Bruins hockey.
Across to Esposito, shot.
King Neely, wow.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. Geeky scores.
And there is point number 100 for Pasta and goal number 30 for Morgan Geeky.
Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, Ticketmaster, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, Service Credit Union, TD Bank, and by Catches Law.
Backhand and a save, Thomas. Swayman made a great stop at the far post.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Mass Mutual, Wendy's, Live Nation, your Boston area Lexus dealers, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Back to Orr. Put in. His 100th point. Backhand score on a penalty shot for Raymond Gort. David Pasternak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
And we're here at the United Center in Chicago for the Bruins and the Blackhawks, second and final meeting of the year between these two teams. Bruins hit the road here for 2 in a row and try and keep things rolling after a 5-game winning streak at home.
That's the intent. There's a lot going on right now, Ryan. Right? We're watching the Stanley Cup teams be remembered here in Chicago. They're bringing back a lot of the players that were part of the 3 Stanley Cup teams that they have had here recent, and met a lot of these guys this morning, or got to meet them again, I should say, this morning as they were here for the morning skate. There's a football game going on right behind us. I'm kind of trying to keep my eyes off of that right now as we get ready for the Bruins. But it's a special night for Chicago because of all the celebration with some of the old players back here. And it's the first time that they've celebrated the 3 Stanley Cup teams, and it's long overdue, really, for them. But for the Bruins, yes, on the road now, trying to take it on the road and continue their winning ways. They've done a nice job at home. They took care of business at home. Wasn't exactly the case a couple weeks ago when they were on the home ice for a homestand, but a much better job here. 5 games that they won. Just when you break it down with some of the stats that you look at, it's pretty impressive. And we said in the last 4 games, they haven't allowed a 5-on-5 goal. Well, almost 4 games, right? It's been 11 periods. They've only allowed 2 goals 5-on-5 the entire 5-game homestand. I mean, that's impressive in the way that they played there. And so they win 5 in a row, only going 2 for 15 on the power play. So the power play not quite working, but the 5-on-5 is. 3 goals against in the shorthanded situation on 13 attempts. But I just think the most impressive stat that I see from it is 2 goals against in 5-on-5 in the last 5 games.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We'll have the opening face-off from Chicago coming up on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. It's your local Honda dealer.
Here's another key to why nobody does it like Town Fair Tire. Free lifetime flat repair. It doesn't matter if it's on a Town Fair tire or not. Town Fair Tire will provide a repair on any car tire you own free of charge. Go to townfairtire.com to see more key reasons why nobody does it like Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Electrical contractors, do you travel to job sites every morning wondering when your materials will arrive? Granite City Electric Supply can change that feeling and have your crews working first thing every morning. Use the GCE Night Train. Overnight delivery guaranteed by 6 a.m. to most job sites throughout New England. Or pick up at one of 27 GCE Night Train depot locations, providing convenient 24/7 access to materials for pickup on your schedule. Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, football fans of Foxborough, are you ready to tackle cyber threats? IntraSystems, New England's leader in cybersecurity solutions, presents the ultimate defensive front against malware, phishing, and cyber blitzes with Barracuda's XDR solution. Barracuda's XDR solution is relentless, fast, and always keeping threats in check. Contact IntraSystems today to protect your business with the champions of cybersecurity. Remember, a good defense wins championships and keeps your data safe. Access Security Trust. IntraSystems.com.
Head to the bar at the 99 restaurant this Sunday for game day. Score a 6-pack of bone-in wings for just $5.99 and full-size apps for $6.99. And you've got a chance to win prizes weekly. You gotta love the nines.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 49 years straight. Visit your New England Ford dealers today for great offers. A proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year total sales.
Hit 985thesportshub.com.
Back here in Chicago as the Bruins get ready to take on the Chicago Blackhawks, who have just introduced the returning members of their 3 Stanley Cup winning teams. And we go downstairs for the national anthem from Jim Cornelison.
always a spectacle here in Chicago to hear that national anthem. Everybody on their feet, nice celebration down there. We're going to have a couple minutes here before the face-off, as all the players can get out there and stretch their legs a little bit here after the ceremony. Take a look at our starting.
Mass Mutual, planning and protection on and off the ice. So as they break down the red carpet at center ice after the celebration here, this is part of the centennial celebration for the Blackhawks. They're kind of doing their version of Era Nights, as the Bruins did during their centennial and did such a wonderful job with that centennial game last year, of course, against Montreal. Chicago celebrating their 100th season here this year at the United Center. And both teams get a quick skate, as you said, to kind of stretch the legs after, a lengthy wait here between the normal warm-ups and the opening puck drop.
There's different ways to do it, right? I mean, you could tell everybody to be in their seats early and do it beforehand, and then you just have a regular warm-up, kind of like the Chara number retirement.
Right, they did the warm-ups after the ceremony.
Warm-ups after the ceremony. So a little bit different here. Guys have been sitting in the locker room here for a little while to get a chance to kind of get going a little bit as they pick up all the carpets, and it's some eventful with that curtain, right?
Yeah, they dropped a big curtain screen down that didn't quite come all the way down to the ice the way it was supposed to.
They had to have somebody rappel from the top. It wouldn't have been me, I can tell you that.
Hope that guy had some training before he did that. Well, as we get ready for this one, we'll tell you that the first 5 minutes are presented by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers' first 5 contestant of the game is Joshua Davignon of Acushnet, Massachusetts. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Joshua will win a pair of tickets to a future Bruins game courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Bruins will be wearing the road white helmets and sweaters, black pants. Blackhawks at home in the black helmets and pants with the red sweaters, white numbers, and black trim. Boston will go from left to right here in the first period. Jonas Korpisalo gets the start tonight, having won his last 2, a shutout on Sunday with 27 saves against Pittsburgh. And Arvid Soderblom down the other end of the ice, 5-7-1 on the year with a .387 goals against and an .873 save percentage. As we are ready for the opening puck drop, Pavel Zacha will stand in on the draw and wins the faceoff from Ryan Green. Zadorov rims it around the Chicago zone. Soderblom will stop it behind the net, send it back around that far side. Moves puck near the top of the faceoff circle. Blackhawks move out. Cross ice pass comes to Bedard. He'll sweep it around behind Korpisalo into the trapezoid. He shoots it around the far side wall. And Zacha will control out of the corner. Gives to Jokiharju, and out to center ice it comes to Arvidsson. On the right side, cutting in toward the slot. Puck on his backhand, got it in front, and Middlestad just forced wide of the net. Jokiharju right back in behind here for Zacha, trying to get it back in front, but that was blocked. Levchinov tried to play it. Arvidsson picked it off and got it out in front for a chance by Zadorov. Along the far side boards, it'll come now to Green between the circles, and the Blackhawks will play it out to center ice.
Yeah, good start here for the Bruins, and it comes off of a nice breakout, using the middle of the ice, using the weak side defenseman. That gets you out of the zone. Numbers coming up.
Elias Lindholm gets it down into the left wing corner here for Husnudinov. Puck up behind Pasternak behind the net. It'll come around near side Bertuzzi to Dickinson coming through the neutral ice. Pasternak breaks up his pass, and that forced the play offside. It was still shot to the net and into the net, and that draws a lot of attention.
Well, yeah, Korpisalo even out right now having some words. He let it go in. I mean, it was offsides. Easy to see that it was offside, and the whistle did go, but the shot's still taken. I don't think it was an overly hard shot, but still, that's gonna draw a crowd.
That's one of those kind of no-nos in hockey, that you do not shoot after a whistle.
It was more like a frustrated shot. You know, it was easy to see it was offsides. Was it Mikheyev that took the shot?
Ilya Mikheyev was the guy. So face off after they calm everyone down will come just outside the Bruins zone.
They won't give him a penalty, I think, because it wasn't a... They could have easily given one, though.
Elias Lindholm to take the face off. Jason Dickinson's going to get tossed out of the face-off here, and so Bertuzzi will get in. Dickinson protesting his ejection.
That's an easy, unsportsmanlike conduct call right there.
Face-off win by Lindholm. Aspero inside the Bruins zone. On the far side to Hustadinov, forced back into the Bruins end. McAvoy's got it from the near circle. He'll bring it out toward his own blue line. Rink-wide pass. Pasternak able to drag it across the Chicago line. On the far circle, turns away from Crevier. Plays it along for Hustadinov. Brings it out toward the blue line himself. Turns and gets it back to Pasternak, the left wing circle. Try to play it toward the middle, taken away by Dickinson. Out into neutral ice. Bertuzzi fired across the ice, but couldn't connect with Mikheyev. Now Mikheyev's got it at the red line. Lobs it down into the left wing corner. McAvoy sends it behind the net to Aspero. Fired a pass up that left wing, directed into the air off of Hustadinov. Pasternak by himself. Chases into the near corner.
Yeah,
sent behind the net.
Hard man on man there, that last shift. And Pasternak got isolated with Crevier. He stayed right with him. I mean, nice poke check, knocked it away.
Hampus Lindholm played it over to the near side for Lorei.
Yeah, Lorei playing the right side here with Lindholm today.
Bruins are going to get whistled offside here. Now, Hampus back in the lineup after missing the last 6, was activated from IR this afternoon.
You know, Peak being injured makes the decision a little easier. If Peak is healthy, then you've got a little bit more of a difficult decision. I don't think an overly difficult one, but you do have to think about it a little bit. So Lorei playing the right side here today. A bit of an adjustment. He's played a little bit on the right.
Peak left the game in the first period the other night against Seattle. Is on the trip. Did go through morning skate today. Said afterwards he felt pretty good, but was going to be a game-time decision tonight. Here's Geekie with the takeaway and a shot. Soderblom made the save. The rebound was there for a moment. Blackhawks cleared it around the near side boards, but not out.
Good sign to see him get that shot away, though, early in this game for Geekie.
In the neutral ice, Lardis will play it down into the right wing corner. Ryan Donato goes in there for Chicago around the near side as they get control. Kaiser played back down deep. Donato trying to fight his way to the near corner against Lorei. Back to the point for Kaiser. Over to that far side. And dumped right back in along the end wall. Back to Donato in the far corner. Lorei able to separate him from the puck. Donato able to regain. Can't get it out in front. Now it came through as Landon Slaggert had a chance in front. Kaiser with a shot that goes just wide from the left point. Ricochets all the way back out through the neutral zone. Levchinov will send it back behind his net. Kaiser at the near circle.
Just laughing at what guys complain about now.
Pastolik inside the Bruins zone. Zadorov sends a pass in front of the net. Jokiharju got it out into the neutral ice.
Levchinov complaining the Geekie cross-check. Kind of a love tap.
Jokiharju sends a volley through center. Brislick was there to take away. Former Bruin sends over to the far side. Connor Murphy. He dumps it toward the Boston line. And in behind the net it comes. Korpisalo has to rim it around the far side boards. Jeannot at that circle. Going to carry it out all the way to the red line. Now across the Chicago blue. Down the left circle. A shot. And Soderblom gets a piece of that. Sends it up off the back glass.
Poorly defended by the Blackhawks that time. I mean, end-to-end for Jeannot.
Elias Lindholm with a shot from the far circle. That one blocked by Vlasic. He will bring it out into the neutral zone. Blackhawks gain the attack zone. Burakovsky's pass across, picked off by Pasternak. Chicago back with possession. Green pushed it down into the left wing corner. McAvoy is there around the far side. And Chicago able to keep alive. Mikheyev's shot gets blocked. And Hustadinov will carry one up ice. He's got Elias Lindholm on the right wing side. Lindholm against Kaiser as they go down into the corner. Kaiser separates him from the puck. To the far side. Bertuzzi trying to poke check it toward the blue line, but not out. Instead, it'll be Kaiser now to carry out to center ice. On the left wing side, Bedard sends it around the far side. KF tapped it back toward Murphy at the right point. In behind the net, got past Bertuzzi. And it'll be Lindholm through the neutral zone. Lorei. Pasternak got upended coming into the Chicago zone. In the far side corner, Middlestat had a stick on it, but the Blackhawks will break it and dump it down into the Bruins zone. That'll be an icing.
Pasternak got up really slowly that time. A little frustrated going back over to the bench. It was odd. Jeff Blashill a little perplexed over behind the Chicago bench and why there was an icing call there. Getting an explanation from the referee. Don't think he's going to like it.
Blashill, 7 years as head coach of the Red Wings. In his first year in Chicago. Spent the last 3 as an assistant down in Tampa. As a face-off control here by the Bruins. Arvidsson trying to get it into that far circle. Zacha looked like he was having his stick held there by Dickinson. Looked out through the neutral ice. Aspero knocks down Bertuzzi over by the Bruins bench. They're still tangled up. Puck back in the Boston zone. Zacha backhands a pass through neutral ice. Gets picked off on its way to Arvidsson. But came right to Middlestat. He sends in, but Grzelcyk is there. Back the other way come the Blackhawks. McAvoy gets to a loose puck before Donato. On the far side of the Bruins zone. Murphy pinching down into the corner. Goes along the end wall. Aspero grabs possession. Finds Middlestat up the near side. Arvidsson now carries through neutral ice. Cutting to the far side of the ice. Onside. Gets it on the far circle. Middlestat now chases it off the far wall. Zacha over there as well. Moore had him pressed up against the boards. Puck loose in the high slot. Arvidsson gives to Jokiharju. Skates it down the right wing boards. Drops it back for Arvidsson. Fakes a shot. Passes down low to Middlestat. Right back to Arvidsson for a one-timer. And Soderblom makes the glove save. And brings us to our first time out of the evening. 13:32 to play here in the first period. No score in Chicago on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood prediction markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood prediction markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Ready to advance your career? Get started this January with UMass Lowell. Learn from incredible faculty. Benefit from incredible affordability. Begin January 20th at UMass Lowell, online or on campus.
Hey guys, it's David Andrews. If you're headed to a game this season or just looking for the best Italian food in Boston, then you gotta go see my guy Massimo and Aria Trattoria in the North End, located on Hanover Street. Let Massimo and his team do their thing with family-style feasts, prime meats, local seafood, homemade pasta, the best meatballs in Boston, and extensive wine list. Aria Trattoria has it all. Old world Italian with modern flair. Valet parking out front with second floor dining overlooking Hanover Street and the North End. That's Aria Trattoria. Check them out and tell them David sent you.
Nelson's right. Those older boiler systems need extra care. At Super Service Today, we have the knowledge and skills to handle any heating challenge. Visit superservicetoday.com.
Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers, America's best-selling trucks for 49 years. 13:32 left first period. No score. Bruins and Blackhawks. Chicago yet to notch a shot on goal. Bruins have 4. Face-off will be in the offensive zone. Elias Lindholm tossed out. Geekie gets in there against one Bruin Nick Foligno. Off the face-off, Lindholm sent it to that far side circle, trying to set up Geekie for a one-timer. Blackhawks able to sniff it out. Geekie coming around toward the near side circle with possession. Rims it back around to that far side. Memphis Lindholm tried to send it toward the net. Didn't get good wood on it. Bruins have to come back into their own zone.
They went with Lindholm and McAvoy for that offensive zone face-off that time.
Here is Zacha carrying to the attacking blue line. Drops it off to McAvoy. Backhands over to the far side. And a one-timer. Save made by Soderblom, and the rebound was there. Zacha still fighting for it in behind the net.
I don't know if Zacha got a shot off there on the rebound or not. He was tied up, but...
Hampus gets it to Geekie, trying to tuck it in that far post. Puck is loose along the near side, and Foligno finds it first. Coming out of his own zone was Colton Dock. Sends it over, coming through the neutral ice. McAvoy backing into his own end.
Geekie, Zacha, Lindholm for that shift with McAvoy and Hampus Lindholm on the points.
McAvoy gets it to Pasternak, coming with speed down the right side. Pulls up near circle, fires one in front, kick back toward the corner by Murphy. Minton Back to Jokiharju. Center blue line, Zadorov.
I think this is a game where you could see a number of different combinations just depending on how the game goes. You don't play again until Tuesday.
Pasternak pushing it back toward the blue line, but taken away there by Bedard, but can't get out of the zone. Here's Paster right in front. Soderblom somehow made the save. He was down on his belly with the glove extended, and Pasternak nearly gave the Bruins the lead 8 minutes in.
Yeah, Bruins all over the Blackhawks right now. Chicago having trouble getting that puck out of the zone. They turn it over just inside the blue line. Pasternak point blank. He's got a turn. He's got Grzelcyk kind of covering him there. But he gets this pass down low. His back is to Soderblom. He turns and tries to go upstairs with the forehand. Does not get it upstairs. Soderblom gets that left pad down. Yeah, Zacha never really got a chance on that. It kind of pinballed around. He never got a stick on it. Body, yes. Stick, no.
Face-off win here by Chicago. Crevier from behind his net. Sends it to the far side. Mikheyev plays it back across the ice. Vlasic will dump in. Zadorov in the far corner of the Bruins zone. Try to bring it in behind the net. But surrounded by a couple of red jerseys as they try to get it in front. Minton instead will come out of the corner. Headman pass to Steves. Chips it up the left wing side, but can't get to it. Vlasic ends it hard around the near boards all the way to Bertuzzi at the Boston blue line. And Mikheyev with a shot from the top of the circle is gloved by Korpisalo. Took 8.5 minutes. Face-off will be to his right. Kastelik will oppose Ryan Green.
We've seen a number of different combinations to start this game for the Bruins.
Yeah, it's interesting that they'd be shuffling guys around this early in the game. Face-off win by Kastelik. McAvoy skates out toward his own blue line. Backhands a pass up the near side. Swatted into the Chicago zone by Corrali. And Jeannot and Kastelik able to force a turnover in the far corner. Corrali with a shot off the outside of that far post. In the corner, Levshinov will play it up ice. Aspero regains in the Boston end. McAvoy, quick pass along for Corrali. His pass gets redirected. And now it's Burakovsky back to the Boston line, trying to flip one in Bedard's direction, didn't connect. McAvoy dumps it right back in, around the far side wall, into the corner. Kastelik comes crashing in, join Jeannot in there. Kastelik's got it on his stick, able to pull it free. Corrali from the far circle, gets it back to Hampus Lindholm at the point. His shot blocked into the corner. Levshinov played it behind the net, but Jeannot to it first. He gets it back to Hampus, center of the blue line with a shot, went wide, came right back out in front.
Lively boards.
Tap back toward the point. Lohrei trying to stick handle away from Burakovsky, lost it out of the zone. Hampus from center ice lifts a backhander toward the far side wall. Bruins were changing up front. Kaiser lobs one back through center ice with a little backspin on it. Lands inside the Boston blue line. Lohrei will pivot back behind his net. We approach the midway point of the first period. Scoreless. Take away at his own blue line here by Moore. Here's Donato moving into the Bruins zone, but lost the puck toward the front of the net.
Good job on the back check, right? Lohrei lost his balance in the neutral zone after making a good pass up the right wing, and was Arvidsson trying to force one through the middle, got picked off. And you had four guys moving forward, but they're all hustling back on that back check.
Jokiharju with a pass that is tipped ahead by Zacha, but he was shy of the red line, and that'll be a Bruins icing. 9:37 to go in the first, and we're scoreless in Chicago.
But a good pace. Ryan Donato on that last chance did have the puck kind of roll off his stick a little bit. 10 goals on the season, a little off of last year's pace where he put up 31. Earned himself a nice new contract, but found a home here, you know.
Yeah, 4 years, $4 million per for Donato. As the puck comes behind the Bruins net, Zadorov gets it to Middlestat. He'll break it out and chip it up the left wing side and then go for a change.
Tyler Bertuzzi's the one that's having a bounce back here. He got 24 goals so far. A few former Bruins on this team.
Our corner of the Bruins zone. Zadorov hands it off to Husnudinov. He's got Jokiharju. Drives it in from the red line. All the way around the far side. Crevier tapped it off the boards to the circle. Vlasic had to come over and keep the Bruins from turning that into anything. He'll skate it out towards center ice now and dump in. Korpisalo went behind the net, slowed it up, but couldn't stop it. Jokiharju ridden to near corner by Doc. Dickinson tried to play it back in deep. It'll come behind the net. Around to that far side circle and a centering pass looking for Dickinson. That one got through. He left the morning skate early today, did Dickinson, after taking a shot off the foot. As the puck gets deep into Chicago territory, Blackhawks with Kaiser throwing it ahead. Bertuzzi and McAvoy gliding in the neutral zone. Just inside the Boston line. Dickinson will play it back around behind the net. Aspero reversed it toward the near side. McAvoy into the air. Kaiser leaping up, trying to keep that in. Could not. Now plays it back in. McAvoy will shoot it around the far side glass and all the way back out towards center. 8 minutes left here in the first. Bedard surrounded just inside the Boston line.
Aspero right in his face.
Murphy angles it around the far board. Burakovsky going to carry it through the neutral zone. Dumps it to the end wall. Lorai backhanding near side. Nobody over here except Grzelcyk, who throws one wide of Korpisalo. Murphy rims it back around behind through the near side circle. Grzelcyk up against the wall, and Corrali couldn't get it through him. Hampus Lindholm will try it to the far side, and that one will direct all the way down into the Chicago zone. Soderblom out in front of the net will hand it off to Grzelcyk.
Jeff Blashill's got a linesman in front of him this time, asking why that's not icing.
There's Murphy. Hammers it off the far boards. Gets it to Bedard. Down the right circle he comes, and a shot that skims just wide.
He can shoot it. He's quick. He can shoot it.
Corrali takes one away at center ice, but his dump in was cut off by Kaiser. Kaiser finding some open space coming through the neutral zone. Chips into the right wing corner. Jokiharju got it to Lorai. Out of the zone to Jeannot. Gets bottled up. They'll come back to Lorai. And again to Jokiharju. 6:40 to play here in the first period. Zacha. Lorai. Up the middle, here's Middlestat. Chipped into the left wing corner. Levchinov gets it first. Circles behind his net. Plays it toward the middle. And Moore cutting to the right wing side. Chip and chase into the far corner. Jokiharju, Zadorov, and now to Middlestat on the hash mark's far side. Plays it back across the ice. And Jokiharju fires one through neutral off the skate of Crevier. And the Blackhawks come right back. Moore just inside the Boston line. Around behind the net. Zadorov poked it into that far corner. Middlestat looking to push it up the wall. Cannot. He has to turn back behind the net. Picked off back there by Moore. Gets dumped by Jokiharju. Centering pass. Broken up by Zacha. Far circle. Bertuzzi's got it near side wall. And he gets crunched by Zadorov. And they're going to give him a penalty for that. And Zadorov is hot.
Oh, he should be. It's a clean hit. Bertuzzi turned. He's protecting the puck. He turned. He knows he's got Zadorov on him. He turned his back to him.
Mike Sullivan and Gord Dwyer, the referees tonight. And Sullivan is getting an earful from Zadorov. Chicago to the power play when we come back. 5:49 left here in the first period. No score on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 49 years straight. Visit your New England Ford dealers today for great offers. A proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year total sales.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden. From Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
We've all seen them. Drivers who are looking at their phones. Is there anything more crazy? It's like they're asking to be in an accident. And why are they even on their phones? To find better car insurance? That's easy. Just pull over and talk with an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you benefit from great coverage and great value. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Fans head down to TD Garden on Thursday to cheer on the Bees as they take on the Vegas Golden Knights starting at 7 p.m. Select tickets still available. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets to grab your seats for the action.
Yeah, tough call on Zadorov. Bertuzzi has the puck along the left wing boards, deep in the zone. He's looking right at Zadorov, coming to try to finish the check on him, and then he turns at the last second. Zadorov finishes the hit. They're saying he could have laid off.
Call it roughing officially.
Yes.
So the Blackhawks go to the power play for the first time for either side so far tonight. Here's Bertuzzi stepping behind the net. Over to Bedard to the right wing circle. Swings it back to the point. Lev Shinov will push it back down into the corner. A centering pass gets deflected, comes all the way across. Burakovsky tried to play it around the boards, picked off by Hampus Lindholm. Pass up the middle to Kastelik. He'll send it a bouncer down toward Arvid Soderblom. Minute and a half to go on the penalty. Chicago power play ranks 12th in the league this year, a little over 22%. As Bedard rips it around the near side boards. Yoki Haru in the near corner. Puck squirted out toward the front of the net. Korpisalo had it bounce away from him, but McAvoy there to clear it all the way down.
I think, you know, he was leaving it. I don't think it got away from him. He could have covered that puck up.
Bedard will start it out here for the Blackhawks, going from right to left. They are offensively as Bedard rims it around the near side. Yoki Haru backhands it back around behind the net. Jumped away from Hampus Lindholm. Blackhawks get set up. Burakovsky from the left circle. Over to Bedard, backing his way through the high slot. Gave it up, got it right back. Bedard drags it back onto his forehand, takes the shot, and Korpisalo made the blocker save.
Just dragging it to change the angle and to get it away from the defenseman's stick.
Bedard out of the right wing corner behind the net. Centering pass by Bertuzzi. Tipped on into the far corner. 28 seconds to go in the Blackhawks power play. Levchinov at the center of the blue line. Bedard, top of the right circle. Backs away from Hampus Lindholm. Takes a look around. Deals it down low. Centering pass just missed Bertuzzi with Yoki Haru and had him engaged.
Well defended by Yoki Haru there.
Bedard again on that right wing circle. Centering pass. This one tipped on into the near corner. 7 seconds to go on the penalty. Burakovsky in the left corner against Yoki Haru. Turns it back along the near side hash marks. Steps in. Got it in front and they score. Ryan Green from between the circles gets the Blackhawks on the board. 1-0 with 3:46 to go here in the first.
Yeah, it's going to go down as a 5-on-5 goal, but for all intents and purposes, 5-on-4 goal. Zadorov had just stepped out of the box, wasn't even to the blue line yet. Nice little passing play. They find a soft spot in between, you know, the Bruins' two forwards that are out high. And Green fires this shot. It's going to be blocker side. Nice finish by him. The pass from that left wing side. Was that Burakovsky made the pass to Green? Yeah. A little drag and shoot.
Ryan Green, the rookie out of Boston University, his 6th goal. So Chicago has a 1-0 lead, 3:46 to play here in the first. Korpisalo up it behind the net to Aspero. Pass to the near side for Pasternak. Coming out into neutral ice. Geekie trying to sweep it forward. Disrupted. Vlasic took away along the near side circle of his own zone, but then he had trouble with it. Geekie right into the corner. Dickinson is there. Around to the far side, and Crevier will lift it out into neutral ice. And Aspero will chase all the way back into his own zone. McAvoy got upended in the far corner. Elias Lindholm gets involved over there as well. Dickinson from the hash marks. Played it back to the point for Murphy. Murphy shot one wide. Came again, lively end wall. Right back out in front before it's gathered in by Korpisalo.
Yeah, I think it went off of McAvoy's skate and right back in on Korpisalo.
3 minutes even to play here in the first period. It's the Blackhawks 1 and the Bruins 0 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Hi, this is Andrew Peak. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation this year for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck to help score a goal, a donation of $100 will be made to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help end hunger. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Shaws and Star Market, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub.
Bruins Stadium Series jersey has arrived. Don't wait to get your hands on this limited edition sweater before the Bees head south to take on the Tampa Bay Lightning in the 2026 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series. Bruins gold takes center stage, featuring a football-inspired logo treatment, new bear slash details, and a sunshine motif. Visit BostonProShop.com or stop by the Pro Shop, located at the Hub on Causeway, to grab your jersey before they sell out. 3 minutes to go here in the first period. Chicago's got a 1-0 lead. Puck in the neutral zone. Murphy able to get it to Moore just inside the Boston line. Zacha knocked it free. Jokiharju spun it in behind the net. Middlestat in the far corner. Now it's Zadorov of the far circle. Jokiharju gives it back to Middlestat, cutting through center ice. Carries in across the Chicago line. Comes down the right circle and goes in behind the net against Murphy. Zacha able to pull it free to the far side circle. Back to Zadorov of the point with a shot that gets blocked in the far circle off a body. And it'll be lifted out of the zone by Lardis. Zacha forced a turnover near center ice. Middlestat will bring back in. Arvidsson trying to feed for Zadorov. Ricochets all the way to the far side. Corrali gets to it.
Yeah, he got tied up there with somebody over there. Went down. Otherwise, he's in alone.
There's Donato from the red line. Fires it into the right wing corner. Polino turns with it to the far circle and throws a shot off the stick of Korpisalo. This puck will come back to Kaiser at the point. Walks to the center of the blue line. To the high slot. Shoots and scores. Chicago's got a 2-0 lead as Wyatt Kaiser fires one home.
It's a good shot by Kaiser, but Casey Middlestat gets wiped out up at the blue line. And he's wearing the referee out. The whole bench is wearing the referee out right now. Got tripped up, thought he was interfered with. That was his man coming off the boards. Well, he definitely got tripped. I don't know if he would have gotten there in time or not, but so not interfered with. But
yeah, it looked like Polino's stick took his skates out from under him.
Yeah. So blocker side again on that shot. Kaiser was in a great shooting position.
Marco Sturm is,
well, yeah.
He is as animated as we have seen him. It's the Bruins down 2. We approach a minute and a half to go here in the first period. Neutral zone, McAvoy and Bedard collide. McAvoy wins that battle. And kicked across the attacking blue line by Kastelik, but they rule it offside.
He gets a chance to see the replay. I mean, Foligno, he's getting taken down by Hampus Lindholm, but he trips Middlestat up. Middlestat's trying to chase to the middle of the ice.
Foligno ends up getting the assist on Kaiser's goal at 18-14. 5th of the year for the defenseman.
I really like Nick, but and I don't think he meant to trip Middlestat up, but he did.
Got to be responsible for your stick, whether no matter what's happening to you. Blackhawks looking to break out of their own zone here. As puck comes to Bedard on the left wing side. He'll carry it to the Boston line. Pulls up just inside. Sends it down the wall. And it gets redirected out of the zone now. Kaiser racing back toward his own blue line. Chased there by McAvoy.
Yeah, so Charlie chasing up the ice that time. I don't mind it, but, you know, there's a lot of time left in this game. You know, you got 40 minutes plus left in this game. Be patient. Play your game. Get back to what you were doing early in the first period when you're getting opportunities.
Lob into the Chicago zone. Geeky in the far corner.
The penalty on Zadorov, which highly questionable, it was what put them kind of tilted a little bit.
Yoki Harju with a drive through some bodies in front for the glove save made by Soderblom.
And don't be afraid to get involved in a little of this. Pushing and shoving after the whistle.
36.4 to go here in the period. Bruins will have an attack zone faceoff coming up. Boston had, I believe, the first 8 shots on goal in this game. Chicago's got the last 6.
Oh, the penalty tilted the ice.
Yep. Face off in the near circle down to our right. Lindholm with Pasternak and Geeky. Vlasic squirts in there and grabs it after the win of the faceoff. Mikheyev played into the right corner. Vlasic back toward Mikheyev, knocked away by Elias Lindholm. And the puck will be cleared up the near side. It was behind Pasternak off of Karam near side boards. From the red line, Bertuzzi trying to get it deep. Pasternak disrupted that. 15 to go in the period. Zadorov's pass, kicked toward the attacking blue line, but denied entry. Bertuzzi gets knocked down in the neutral zone. Vlasic plays it off the far boards. 5 to go. He'll carry into the Boston line, over the Boston line. Centering pass is broken up by Lindholm, and the puck gets shot up and out of play as the siren sounds to end the first period. So the Bruins got out to a strong start. Couldn't get one into the back of the net. And then 2 goals in 2 minutes span for Green and Kaiser give Chicago a 2-0 lead at the end of 1. We'll return here to Chicago for our first intermission next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance, plus plenty of room inside. Start your journey in a brand new vehicle. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, Passport, or CR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law. At Catches, we don't just work here, we live here. We're part of the same neighborhoods, the same schools, the same New England towns that you call home. So when life hits hard and you need someone in your corner, you deserve lawyers who truly understand what's at stake. With over 40 years of experience and more than $3 billion recovered for the people of New England, we know how to win, and we know how to fight for you. Visit catcheslaw.com today to schedule your free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless you win.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Mass Mutual presents an uncomfortable pregame conversation between goalie UC Saros and center Ryan O'Reilly.
Hey, Juice, what are your financial goals?
No goals.
Like, no goals for retirement?
No goals.
What about a new home?
No goals.
Good talk. See you on the ice.
No goals.
Planning and protection on and off the ice. Go to massmutual.com today.
This winter's shaping up to be a harsh, snowy season. So take control of the roads with a new set of Bridgestone Blizzak tires from Town Fair Tire at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, Town Fair gives you the most free services with your purchase of Bridgestone Blizzak tires. For the guaranteed best deal on Bridgestone Blizzak tires with the most free services for life, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
It's win or go home on Sunday as Houston comes to Foxborough to battle the New England Patriots with a trip to the AFC Championship on the line. This week's AFC Divisional Round playoff coverage on Felger and Mass is exclusively presented by Autodesk. Autodesk helps teams design and build the future. From skyscrapers to stadiums, design and build anything with Autodesk, the official design and make platform of the New England Patriots and Gillette Stadium.
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5, the Sports Hub. Easily Media Group Station.
Back here in Chicago, where the Blackhawks have a 2-0 lead on the Bruins after one period of play. And as part of our first intermission tonight, we take a look back at the last week in the NHL. Our plays of the week featuring Patrick Kane becoming the 5th American-born player to reach the 500-goal milestone. Lightning remain red hot with their 11th win in a row. Bruins Pavel Zacha and Murat Husnudinov recording hat tricks in the same game and a whole lot more. Here are your NHL plays of the week.
Patrick Kane is out there for Detroit. The crowd senses that. He is one goal away from scoring 500 in his career. You can bet the Red Wings will try and feed him. Kane gets it now, over the line, moves in, he scores! And there it is, goal number 500 for Patrick Kane into an empty Vancouver net. The Red Wings charge out onto the ice, and they mob Kane in front of the penalty box. Showtime with goal number 500. 4-1 Detroit.
And then Arvidsson got decked in the far corner, a little slow in getting up. Middlestat to Zacha, top of the left circle, scores! There's the hat trick for Pavel Zacha as he makes it 6-1. First of his career. There's a shot, score! Pasternak just threw it at the net and it redirected in front. Was that Husnudinov? Second hat trick of the day. Murat joins Zacha. And anybody who's got a hat left, here they come. First of his career. Jokiharju, near circle to Minton, back to Jokiharju. One-timer score! Husnudinov with his 4th. He tipped that on the way in. Murat Husnudinov has gone from 5 goals to 9 goals in one afternoon.
Eklund moving to his left, drifting it off to his right. There's Celebrini, top of the right circle, stick handling, shooting, save made. There's a rebound in front, poke that. It pops back to Toffoli. He shoots it, save. Rebound not cleared out, Celebrini. Feeds it over to Eklund. Now to Toffoli, blast it. He scores! Tyler Toffoli in overtime. And the San Jose Sharks have defeated the Dallas Stars 5-4. And the miracles continue at SAP Center, and the fans love it.
Simon Holmstrom comes on. Holmstrom gathers the puck, takes it behind the Minnesota net, and then sends it out high. And it's Drouin on. They're joined by D'Angelo. Here's Holmstrom to the net. Holmstrom with the backhand. He scores! Rewind that one and play it back. It's the second of the night for Simon Holmstrom. It's an overtime game winner, and it's the second goal of the night for Holmstrom, the 12th of the season. The Islanders improved to a perfect 5-0 in overtime, and it's a 4-3 win in Minnesota.
Bouncing puck up in the air and then knocked away by the Utah Mammoth, but not out of the zone. Blue Jackets got a stick on it after that, too, and kept it alive. Got it to Werenski. He's got 2 men going to the net, and there's a score! Dmitry Voronkov tips it in, and I got 2 words for you. Game over!
Pass out the top at center. Off his stick, but Kopp charges after the puck in the corner, looks over his shoulder, fires it around the boards to DeBrincat, who cuts inside, goes outside, pass in front, wing, score! Kopp with the game-winning goal in overtime. Sergei Fedorov night. The Red Wings win 4-3 in overtime.
Nylander on the ice for Toronto along with Matthews and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and a bad pass, and the Leafs intercept, and OEL breaking. He's got Nylander on the wing, a shot, scores! Holy mackerel! The Leafs win it in overtime! Willie Nylander on a gorgeous pass from OEL, and it is a 4-3 victory in Colorado.
It's Kucherov.
Come on, Kuch.
Kucherov takes the puck. Straight down the middle. Kucherov holds. Shoots, score! Kucherov! The Lightning win it! They win the shootout 2-1. They win the game 2-1. That is a franchise record-tying victory. 11 in a row for the Lightning.
Wow.
Now it's Everly. Drops it for Dunn. Moves in deep with a shot. Save. Made the rebound. Taken by Luke. A shrug save by Markstrom. And now a pass ahead. Hischier has a step. Moves in. Backhand. Scores! Overtime game winner for Hischier, who was lying on the ice when the puck went home.
Eichel into the zone. Right circle. Eichel shoots. Stopped. And a wraparound. Stone scores! Vegas wins in overtime. Eichel earns redemption. Goes in behind the goal. Tripped up in the trapezoid. He centers for Stone. Kemper faked out. Stone wins it for Vegas 3-2.
Mark Stone's overtime game winner closes out this week's edition of our NHL Plays of the Week. Bruins trailing 2-0 here in Chicago after one. We'll check the other scores from around the league next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Duncan Women's Beanpot Championship returns to TD Garden for its third straight year. Don't miss the chance to see women's collegiate hockey take center ice on January 20th. Tickets available now on Ticketmaster.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Zoe again, and here to talk about CertaPro Painters. That's Certa with the C. They did the interior of my house just a year ago. Amazing job they've done. And the nice thing is they don't show up at 6 a.m. They're not there till late in the night. They never get in the way. They're clean, they're professional. Get your free estimate today with CertaPro Painters. Reliable, professional painting, all for the right price. And when you choose CertaPro Painters, you're not just hiring a service. You're partnering with trusted local professionals. 70,000 five-star reviews. Spotless work done. CertaPro.com. That's Certa with the C. Call CertaPro Painters today.
Volkswagen is known for its high-performance models, but when you talk about premium performance, you're talking about Boston Volkswagen. John Welsh and his team are known for their overall excellence when it comes to customer satisfaction. Delivering exceptional value and an enjoyable car buying experience is what makes Boston VW your premier Volkswagen dealership. Before you buy or lease a new Volkswagen, go see the VW experts at Boston Volkswagen in Watertown, or visit online at bostonvw.com. That's bostonvw.com. The 99 Restaurant $14.99 Big Deal Meals are big on flavor, big on comfort, and big on value. And now you can dig into these big hearty meals all day, every day. You gotta love the nines.
Life can be difficult, especially for those struggling with addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, contact New England Recovery Center today. At New England Recovery Center, you'll find compassionate staff providing inpatient detox, clinical stabilization services, and individualized treatment. All major insurance plans accepted. Visit newenglandrecoverycenter.org or call 877-MY-REHAB for more information. The road to recovery starts at New England Recovery Center.
Hey, it's Hardy. If your attic insulation's outdated, call Revise, a Mass Save partner. They'll do a no-cost home energy assessment, and you could save 75 to 100% on insulation and air sealing. Don't wait. Visit callrevise.com or call 800-885-SAVE.
The Bruins play on the Sports Hub.
First intermission continues here in Chicago, where the Bruins trail the Blackhawks 2-0. Lots of other action on this Saturday around the NHL. Let's take a look at the scores. Overtime in Buffalo this afternoon. The Wild beat the Sabres 5-4. That's only the third loss of any kind for Buffalo in their last 18 games. Matt Zuccarello ended up with a game winner for the Wild. New York Rangers get a 6-3 win on the road in Philadelphia. 6 straight losses now for the Flyers. The Flames beat the Islanders this afternoon, 4-2 the final there. Utah Mammoth get a 6-3 win over Seattle this afternoon. Games in progress tonight. They're at the end of 2 up in Ottawa, with the Senators leading the Montreal Canadiens 4-3. End of 2 down in New Jersey, and Carolina has a 2-0 lead over the Devils. Columbus has taken a 3-2 lead over Pittsburgh at the end of 2. Blue Jackets have won 3 in a row, including 2 in a row since they hired Rick Bowness as their new head coach. Florida Panthers have a 3-2 lead over Washington at the end of 2. Also through 2 periods out in Winnipeg, the Jets leading the Maple Leafs by the score of 2-1. Leafs have lost just once in regulation in their last 12, while Winnipeg is riding a 4-game winning streak. There are 3 games later out on the West Coast. Vancouver hosting Edmonton. Nashville will visit Vegas. And the LA Kings visit the Anaheim Ducks. All of those games get started just after 10 o'clock Eastern time. Bruins trailing 2-0 here in Chicago after 1. We'll have the second period when we return on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players, like the iconic Ford Bronco family, with great looks and the 4x4 capability to perform on or off the ice, and the rugged Ford Explorer with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
I'm Jen Harper, the founder of Cheekbone Beauty. We grew the brand to like $1 million from a corner of my basement. I don't feel like I'm technology savvy whatsoever, but companies like Shopify exist, so you can literally build a website in an evening. I really look at it like the sort of the level of the playing field, and Shopify just made it like foolproof. It was so easy. I don't think I could ever go work for anyone else ever again. We're Cheekbone Beauty, and we're powered by Shopify.
This is 2026. No more messing around. It's the first day of the rest of your life. Today, you are switching to Astound, shifting your Wi-Fi and life into a new gear. Reliable, affordable connection, so you can browse, watch, and play like you've always wanted. Because slow Wi-Fi is so last year. Under budget, full speed ahead. That's Astound. Wi-Fi starting at $19.95 per month. Restrictions apply. See astound.com for details.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 for Kids.
1-877 for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey New England, Drake May here. I'm always striving for greatness on the field, but greatness doesn't wait. It gets up, shows up, and moves forward. It takes hard work, ingenuity, and progress to achieve it. That's exactly what Chevy had in mind with the Chevy Silverado. Built bold, built for what's next. It has it all. Power, versatility, tech, comfort, the sky's the limit. Everything a great quarterback is looking for on the road. Because I know the Silverado is striving for that greatness just like me. Get to your local New England Chevy dealer today and check it out. The Chevy Silverado. Built to lead, built for greatness.
Big on flavor, big on comfort, and big on value. The 99 Restaurant's $14.99 Big Deal Meals are now available every day, all day. So hurry in today or every day for our juicy chopped sirloin. You gotta love the nines.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players, like the iconic Ford Bronco family, with great looks and the 4x4 capability to perform on or off the ice, and the rugged Ford Explorer with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub.
This puck will come back to Kaiser, the point. Walks to the center of the blue line, to the high slot, shoots and scores. Chicago's got a 2-0 lead as Wyatt Kaiser fires one home. Yeah, that is the score as we head to the second period here in Chicago. Blackhawks 2 and the Bruins 0. Fans, TD cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. Shots on goal in that first period were 8-6 in favor of the Bruins. All 8 of the Boston shots came in the first 7 minutes and 57 seconds of that first period. Chicago got the last 6. They didn't have a shot through the first 8 minutes of the period.
I liked the Bruins' first 12 minutes, give or take. It was, they had their game, they had their legs, they were initiating in that offensive zone. They weren't giving up anything defensively. Soderblom was really good in the nets for them. He made a couple of big saves. And the penalty changed the complexion of the game. The penalty on Zadorov, and just say kindly that there were a few people up here in the press box that are not too happy with a little bit of the officiating in the first period.
Well, the Blackhawks had some complaints about some icings and non-icings.
Well, that's a big difference in having
no
to kill a penalty, and then it tilted the ice. The Bruins had, they liked their game in the first 8 or 9 minutes of that period, or actually 12 minutes of that period. And all of a sudden you're killing a penalty, even though it doesn't go down as a power play goal. It may as well, because Zadorov wasn't back into the play.
Boston will go from right to left here in the second period. Arvidsson coming through the slot, had it taken away.
How many stick fouls did the Bruins get called for? A lot, right?
Sure.
This year. Well, then why isn't Foligno's a trip?
Right.
And at least we'll go.
Yeah, took down Middlestat, led directly to the goal. As Yoki Haru gets it to Arvidsson, trying to get it deep.
We've seen our fair share of stick fouls this year.
Oh, yeah. Dickinson will carry the Blackhawks into the attack here, going in behind the net. Aspero shoves him toward the corner. Puck comes back down low here for Mikheyev. Off the back of the net, Zadorov regains, but into the far corner, Dickinson has it again. On the end boards, Aspero able to seal off Bertuzzi. Elias Lindholm, well, if he goes down there, that would have been a penalty.
No, we'll see.
Top of the circle, thrown toward the front of the net by Husnudinov, but taken away and lifted out to center ice by Krebiet. Trying to glove it down Bertuzzi, but he put himself offside as he did so.
That puck's going to come all the way back down in Chicago's zone. That's where the play was initiated from. All right, so the Bruins got to pick it back up, right? Plenty of time left in this game. Opportunity.
You will in the attack zone here for Elias Lindholm. Husnudinov on his left, Pasternak at the slot. Off the draw, puck comes behind the Chicago net. Vlasic will push it toward the far circle. Revier toward the red line. He had not gained the red line. That's going to be an icing as he was forced to dump it in.
Jeff Blashill's got his palms up in the air right now.
Bring the face-off back into the Chicago zone. We talk about this a lot. If you can get that step up near the red line and force that early dump in. Lindholm will take the face-off from the far circle this time against Dickinson. Chicago controls it again. Vlasic played out to center ice. Mikheyev gloves it onto his stick. Carries down the left wing side against McAvoy. They get tangled up as the puck goes into the corner. Aspero collides with Bertuzzi. McAvoy will steer it free to Husnudinov. Husnudinov going to carry it all the way through center ice. On the right wing side, Pasternak back across. Elias Lindholm right in front. McAvoy scores! McAvoy coming late off the rush, fires it home from between the circles, and the Bruins are on the board. 2-1 Chicago.
Oh, I love this passing play, right? Aspero and McAvoy combined deep inside the zone. They're going to get the breakout started going the other way. Some good speed by Husnudinov, moving his feet through the neutral zone. And he's going to move this puck wide, and Lindholm makes the good pass into the middle for the fourth guy on the attack. That's McAvoy, who beats his man back up the ice and gets this shot right from the middle, like you said. And then you got man going to the front of the net. I think that was Zadorov going to the front, causing a little commotion.
That'll give McAvoy points in 8 of the last 9, his 3rd goal of the season. And less than 2 minutes into this second period, it's a 1-goal game.
He said there's plenty of time. You put a couple bad calls or non-calls, whatever you want to call them, behind you and get back to work.
It's off here at center ice as Minton and Oliver Moore match up. Blackhawks control that. Dump in by Murphy around to the far side of the Bruins zone. Lohrei under pressure. Lost it along the end boards. Moore sweeps it toward the near side. Steeves and Murphy tangled right at the hash marks along the glass. Hampus Lindholm chopping it free. Steve steers it back in his direction. Hampus will play behind the net. Lohrei from the far circle. Goes around Donato, gets it out through center, and Minton chips it into the far side of the Chicago net. Grzelcyk along the end wall. Murphy will bring it free to the near circle. Grzelcyk moving through the neutral zone to Donato. Cross ice pass. Lardis trying to get it back in front. Blocked by Hampus, and Corrali moves it ahead. He's got Geekie down the right side. Geekie takes a shot. Rebound dropped there by Soderblom for just a moment, but he was able to cover it up before the Bruins could take advantage.
Chicago was trying to get back on the recovery there. So you had Geekie and Minton that got tied up behind the net, and that's going to lead to the odd man rush for the Chicago Blackhawks. Good breakup by the Bruins. They get moving, going back the other way. Move that puck over to Geekie early. Let him decide what he wants to do with it. Chicago was closing in on the back check, so he elects to take that shot from the right side. He's had a couple shots that have Soderblom's made good saves on.
Face off to Soderblom's left. Win by Kastelik. Jeannot trying to backhand it toward Jokiharju, was forced out of the zone by Levchinov. He's back in deep. Blackhawks will control from behind their net. Kaiser skates to his own blue line. To his right, Levchinov carries it across the Boston line. High slot. Shot gets forced up over the net.
Yeah, that wasn't the neutral zone that you were hoping for the Bruins.
Kept alive at the blue line by Doc. Rimmed around near side. Levchinov to the top of the near circle. Knocked away from Slaggert. In the neutral ice, Kastelik able to tap it to himself. Trying to leave it for Jeannot on that far circle. Forced into the corner by Levchinov. Behind the net. Kastelik off the near boards to Zadorov. A one-timer tipped up and over the net. It's Jeannot, near circle, back to Zadorov. Onto the right circle, Jokiharju's pass in front, got knocked back to the near side wall.
Got some bodies there, now get hustle back.
Slaggert up the right wing side for Chicago. His shot right into the breadbasket of Korpisalo hangs on. And a little shoving match breaks out in front with Jeannot and Colton Dock.
I mean, Jeannot doesn't mind doing some of that, right? If he needs to, if he wants to. That's good hustle back by the Bruins, though. You know, that's Jokiharju he penetrates into the right wing circle and tries to force that pass through the seam. It gets knocked away. Now everyone's got to hustle back. Zadorov's your only guy back. Jokiharju gets back, but he's skating forward to do it. And, you know, the forward's trying to hustle back in the middle of the ice.
Face off in the defensive zone for Pavel Zacha. We're 3:45 into the second period.
Jeff Blashill's still wearing out the linesman over there.
Face off win by Zacha.
Probably about a couple of the icing calls, I would have guessed.
I would think so.
I don't know why else to be talking to linesman.
Here's Zacha getting it from Arvidsson. Knocked off of Zacha's stick toward the near corner. Middlestad and Arvidsson both in there against Grzelcyk. Zacha takes away behind the net, gets upended back there. Middlestat goes into the far corner with possession. Backhands it down deep. Zacha out of the corner, trying to get it back toward the blue line. It's picked off. Blackhawks moving in with Burakovsky.
Zacha come all the way back, knocked that puck off his stick.
Middlestat can't clear the zone. Murphy holding into the line again. Gets behind the dart and around to the near side corner. Aspero toward Arvidsson. It bounced up into the air. Here's a chance for Bedard from a tough angle. And caught the inside post.
The short side post. He tried to go short side high that time on Korpisalo. Get him leaning just over the shoulder. He's looking.
McAvoy settles things in his own zone. Over to Aspero near side. Fires a pass ahead. Husnudinov redirects that one in wide of the Chicago net. Soderblom, Dickinson, back toward the near side. Mikheyev will break it out up the right wing. Angled off the near boards. Bertuzzi going into the corner against Lorei. Puck came free behind the net. Dickinson tried to tap it back to Vlasic at the far point. Got a shot in on Korpisalo. Juggled that. And Lindholm able to direct it away from his crease. Husnudinov of the far circle has Pasternak coming up the right side. Plays out toward the middle. Bruins would have been offside, have to turn back. Long pass to the Boston line here for Bertuzzi. Lifted in between the circles. Glove down by Hampus Lindholm, but taken away from him on the near side circle by Dickinson. Back to Levchinov, stepping into the top of the circle, trying to stick handle it through some traffic, and then Dickinson's shot gets blocked by Elias Lindholm. Out near the blue line, he's able to keep in, but turns over. Hampus with an outlet pass to Pasternak. As it deflects into the Chicago zone, Levchinov will circle back behind his net. Coming up on 6 minutes gone here in the second. Levchinov able to carry right into the Bruins zone.
It's twice. Bruins soft in that neutral zone.
Geeky trying to flip one toward Minton. Knocked away from him, but he'll chase it down into the left wing corner. Steeves puts a hit on Donato in behind the net. Minton shoved by Kaiser as they come toward the near corner. Fraser able to get it back to Zadorov. Over to Jokiharju. Throws it off the back wall. Off the back of the net. Kaiser knocked it back toward the near side circle. Zadorov at the blue line trying to hold the line. It's knocked out by Donato. Up the right side comes Moore. Centering pass and put just wide of the net. Steeves coming back to help make the play defensively there.
Yeah. It's a nice
puck
move.
gets tied up.
Good opportunity, and Steve's diving to make sure that that pass doesn't connect.
13:25 to go, second period. It's the Blackhawks 2 and the Bruins 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite awards show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Looking for the perfect gift? Ace Ticket has you covered. With what you see is what you pay, upfront website pricing, and real Boston people answering the phone to help you, Ace makes it easy. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS or visit aceticket.com.
1-800-MY-SEATS.
Scott Zolak talks with Boston basketball champion and Boston dental patient Derek White.
I remember hearing you talk about the injury itself and the follow-up experience. Every time that you had the chance, you give Boston Dental the credit.
Yeah, I think it was a long process, something that people saw the chip, but there was a lot of other stuff going on that they had to go in and fix, and so it was definitely a long process, but I get a ton of compliments on my smile. They did a good job.
Boston Dental. For a championship smile, go see them in the Seaport for high-end sports-focused dentistry. To make your appointment, visit bostondental.com.
Winter Skate is back at Patriot Place, bigger and better than ever. Perfect for families, friends, and skaters of all levels. Experience the joy of outdoor skating at the South Marketplace location. Download the Advantage app today for special winter skate rates and rewards. For information, visit patriot-place.com/winterskate.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub.
Charlie McAvoy's goal assisted by Elias Lindholm and David Pasternak at 1:55. With those feeds, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation donates another $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about feeding the puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. For Pasta, that is now point number 58 on the season. He's got 17 points in his last 9 games. Points in 8 out of those 9. That, of course, includes the 6-assist performance against the Rangers last Saturday. Face off inside the Boston zone. 13:25 to go here in the second period. Bruins trailing 2-1 right off the draw. Grizzly throws a shot to Korpisalo, and he hangs on, so another face-off will be to his right.
You know, the guy that doesn't get a point on that goal, right, was Husnudinov.
Right.
He makes, he helps make that play by getting his feet moving, getting up the ice, moving the puck wide for Pasternak. Pasternak comes back through the seam, for Elias Lindholm, and then Elias Lindholm finds McAvoy coming late. But he makes a lot of that play, but just with his speed coming up the ice. And
face-off controlled here by Chicago. Shot from that far point, and Korpisalo sees that one and gloves it.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Off the face-off, Bertuzzi out of the far corner, shoots one to the net, sticked away by Korpisalo. Usnadinov carries it to the red line. Now it'll be McAvoy to send it deep. Soderblom backhands it around the near side wall. Mikheyev had Aspero cut in front of him, but the Blackhawks able to regain possession. It'll come back toward the Bruins zone. Korpisalo paddles it out of his crease right to David Pastrnak. Up the far side, Bedard gets a stick on a pass intended for Elias Lindholm, sends it out of play.
That last chance that Bedard had, we said he tried to go short side high. It looked like it went off the crossbar and out. He had some room up there over the left shoulder of Korpisalo.
Bedard, 8th in the NHL with 1.35 points a game this season. 47 points in 34 games coming into this one. 19 of those are goals.
Said him and Celebrini, right? I'm not going to call them the new ones because they're in the league for a couple of years, but the younger faces of the next superstars, right?
No question. There's Bedard in the far corner against Yoki Haru. Zadorov gets involved over there as well against Green. Bruins can't get it out of the zone. Now have to hustle back.
Should have been a 2-on-1.
Bedard in the far corner. Couldn't find the handle on it. Middlestat will play it up the wall. Arvidsson in the middle for Zacha coming out. From the red line, he sends a bouncer in towards Soderblom, who paddles it off into the near corner. Loose puck near the blue line. Green throws it ahead, but missed Levchinov, and that'll be an icing against Chicago.
No complaint from Blashill on that one.
Yeah, wasn't much to decide on that one. There've been a few close calls tonight.
Yeah, I said Bedard on the crossbar. It was more the post, but
just to give you an idea of comparison, 19 goals so far for Bedard. His first 2 years in the league, he's gone 22 and 23.
He got a little heat last year, right, for not continuing to progress, I guess. But this year was off to a terrific start.
Lindholm gives over to McAvoy, fires back across. Pasternak's shot forced over the net and out of play by Levchinov.
A bit of a set play. You're looking for Pastrnak over. After the faceoff, you're looking for him in that left wing circle, and the seam pass that comes from the right point that time. And Pastrnak gets the puck. He doesn't take the one-timer. He steps to the middle of the ice to try to get this shot off, and it's blocked away.
Blackhawks changing it up here. Minton, Geekie, and Pastrnak. There's the forward line here from Marco Sturm with McAvoy and Hampus Lindholm. Near circle down to our left. Those guys a little jumpy. They reset. And Chicago wins another faceoff. Puck up off the glass and goes out of play. Nice catch by a fan in the second row. Faceoff will stay inside the Chicago zone.
A lot of people wearing Chicago Bears stuff today, walking around the city.
A rather big game coming up for them tomorrow. As puck gets volleyed through neutral ice. And a hand pass here against the Bruins. And the I don't know if they still call it the Hancock Tower here in Chicago. It was lit up in Bears colors last night. See it from nearby our hotel. Change the name of these buildings. Used to be the Sears Tower.
Yeah, I hope
now
you weren't asking
Tower.
me that question. No. I don't know.
Puck will come toward Korpisalo, paddles it off into the far corner. Around the near side. Murphy just inside the blue line. Jeannot trying to push it out up ice. Murphy's got it back near the red line. Dumped in all the way around the far boards. Borai Doing battle with Doc over there. Morai going to peel free. Corrali brings it out to the red line. Chips it down the right wing wall. Jeannot gets to it first. Backhands around near side. Kastelik forced it back down toward the corner. Grzelcyk will play it back toward the near side again. Here's Hampus Lindholm with a shot. Knocked down off the body of Murphy, who's able to push it forward. And the Bruins will come back to retrieve in their own zone. Jeannot fanned on it. Doc takes it away, goes behind the net, but then runs into Lohrei. Corrali backhands it out of the zone. That one won't have enough steam to make it for an icing. Bruins get a change on here with 10:50 to go in the period. And Chicago gets it back into the Boston zone. Aspero behind the net to McAvoy. Off the far wall, Hustadinov. He will carry it through neutral ice with speed. Down that right side, pulls up along the far side, gets knocked off balance. Puck up into the air, glove down by Pasternak, trying to get it to settle for his shot.
Yeah, it was in his feet. Once he got it down to the ice, couldn't get a clean shot away.
Dumped in just wide of Korpisalo's crease. Aspero near side to Hustadinov. Up the left side for Pasternak. He's got Elias Lindholm coming through neutral. Across the line and from the top of the right circle, a shot that just skims wide. And then McAvoy stumbled to the blue line. That gives Donato a chance to move up ice. Aspero comes back and takes away a pass intended for Larson.
Well done by Aspero. Once you commit, you got to keep going there, and he does, and he takes away that passing lane.
Classic back behind the Chicago net. Past the midway point of this one. 2-1, Blackhawks lead it. To the Boston line they come. Mikheyev over to Bertuzzi, a shot. Blockered away by Korpisalo. Dickinson will wheel it back in deep. Got through Bertuzzi around near side. Crevier pinching down to the hash marks. Able to get it back behind the net. Centering pass from Mikheyev, broken up by Zacha. Vlasic played off the near boards, taken away by Zacha. And he'll start the Bruins up ice from the red line to the blue. Right side for Arvidsson, moving to the high slot. Shot gets blocked by Crevier. Crevier's got possession, and he'll angle one up the left side, too far for Mikheyev. Mikheyev able to beat everyone to it behind the Bruins net, working against Jokiharju. Thrown out of the corner again by Bertuzzi, off the stick of Korpisalo. Arvidsson just outside his own blue line, got forced back into the zone, and now Bertuzzi's got it just out in the neutral ice. Burakovsky in the far corner. Jokiharju comes over to greet him. Bedard pushed it back to Kaiser. Kaiser coming to this high slot. His shot got blocked. It's caught up in Burakovsky's uniform. Now dropped free. Throws it toward the net. Tipped by Green, but wide. Arvidsson lunging to try and knock that puck out toward the blue line. Could not.
A tired group out there for the Bruins right now.
Levchinov poke check by Middlestat. That gets it out of the zone. He'll get it to the blue or to the red line, and good job to fight it deep.
Good work.
Get the change.
Really good work. They needed a change.
8.5 to play here in the second. Burakovsky gathers in across the Boston line. Here's Bedard backing his way to the left circle. Back up top for Grzelcyk. A long drive, and the save made. The rebound will be cleared out here by Steves. Throws it into the Chicago zone and chases into the far corner against Murphy. Pulled back behind the net by Moore. He'll start the breakout. From center ice. Over to Donato on the left side against Lohrei. Blocked the pass. Steves gets a stick in there. Moore goes down. Steves will bring it to center for Minton. And Minton jumps it around Murphy. Grzelcyk comes over to get that puck. Sent toward the far side corner. Geeky. Grzelcyk now will play it back behind the net. Murphy is there. Up the right side, Donato just taps that ahead. Blackhawks get a change. McAvoy circles behind Korpisalo down to our right. Charlie's pass through center ice finds Corrali. On the right wing side, chips it around Kaiser, goes and gets it. Sends it back up the far side for McAvoy. Over to Aspero at the left point. Shot it wide. Kicked off the end wall and off the back of the net. Corrali back to McAvoy for a one-timer. Soderblom got a piece of that. Aspero to the back of the net. Kaiser took away from Corrali this time. Lobs it through center ice. It's a foot race. Foligno is going to get down there and beat the icing. Aspero goes back behind the net. Jeannot throws it out to center ice. Crevier challenged by Corrali along the near side boards. Dickinson will float it into the Boston zone. Jokiharju carrying behind the net. Got slowed up there by Dickinson. Now on the far side, it jumped through Mikheyev. Pasternak backhands a pass. It gets deflected, but Lindholm's got it. Crossing pass comes to Zadorov off of Karam. Throws it toward the side of the net. Oh, Hustadinov was trying to get it to Elias Lindholm coming in front, but it was picked off. Zadorov.
Right idea, though.
Pasternak couldn't handle a pass along that far side. Vlasic will play it around behind the net. Right to Elias Lindholm near side. His centering pass broken up. Here's Hampus Lindholm. Back toward Elias near circle. He's in a wrestling match with Kreviev. Off the near wall, back to Hampus. Over to the far side. Lorai, who just jumped on over the boards. Gives it back across. Pasternak. One-timer is gloved by Soderblom for the whistle and a timeout. 5:53 to go here in the second period. It's Chicago 2 and the Bruins 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Electrical contractors, your crews have better things to do than sit in their trucks and name cloud formations. Let Granite City Electric Supply get your crews working first thing every morning. Use the GCE Night Train. Overnight delivery to your job site by 6 a.m. Or pick up your materials with 24/7 access at one of 27 GCE Night Train depot locations. Let's face it, knowing your supplies will arrive at 2 p.m. doesn't help you in the morning. Experience the GCE Night Train difference from Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law. At Catches, we don't just work here, we live here. We're part of the same neighborhoods, the same schools, the same New England towns that you call home. So when life hits hard and you need someone in your corner, you deserve lawyers who truly understand what's at stake. With over 40 years of experience and more than $3 billion recovered for the people of New England, we know how to win, and we know how to fight for you. Visit catcheslaw.com today to schedule your free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless you win.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
This is Boston's home for sports.
Fans, don't miss a moment of Bruins hockey at TD Garden. Sign up for last-minute ticket alerts and grab your seat for the action. Opt in now at bostonbruins.com/ticket alerts. Bruins trailing 2-1, 5:53 to go here in the second period. Crowd here at the United Center in Chicago, saluting the Blackhawks alumni who are here with the Stanley Cup tonight. They honored their 3 championship teams. As here's a chance right off the face-off. They got it to Mittelstadt at the right circle, but Soderblom got across and made the save.
Yeah, another set play, right? You win this face-off, they get it back to the left point, and they just go right through the seam into the right wing circle for Mittelstadt.
Be another face-off, this time to his left. Zacha going to take that against Green. Now Zacha gets tossed out, so Mittelstadt will take his place. And Chicago controls. Puck brought behind the net by Bedard. Kaiser trying to play it up the right side. That's deflected. Comes to Arvidsson. Here's Mittelstadt along the left wing circle. Gets it back to Hampus Lindholm. His shot partially blocked in front. Banging away with the backhand was Arvidsson, and Soderblom able to hold him off.
Soderblom's been good. He's been solid in this game.
Lorai off a clear. His pass taken away by Levchinov, but he turned it over the Boston line. Mittelstadt right back into the Chicago zone along the near wall, gives to Zacha. Bringing down in behind the net against Bedard. All the way around to the far circle. Crossing pass to Hampus Lindholm. Over to Lorai. Scores! Mason Lorai, and the Bruins have tied it at 2.
Keep chipping away. Keep chipping away. It starts with the Zacha line. They're a threat right now. You know, Arvidsson had a couple of whacks at it. They get coming right back. They reload, come right back into the offensive zone. They're going to move this puck back to Lindholm at the left point. Hampus Lindholm, that is. And it's Lorai who steps into the right wing circle. Lindholm finds him there. He said he's playing his offside here today. Lorai right from He receives the pass right at the dot in the right wing circle. By the time he lets the shot go, he's a little bit closer than that. Short side high, it looked like on Soderblom. A good finish and back to a tie game.
Just over 5 minutes to go here in the second period. 5th of the season for Mason Lohrei. As the puck gets dumped in behind the Bruins net, Zadorov will steer it up the far side. Here's Minton bringing back to center ice. Try to play it around Lardis, who picked it off. That brings Donato back into the Bruins zone. Down in the right wing corner, Zadorov chases Moore behind the net. Moore will spin it back in deep. Donato at his stick, held away from it by Jokiharju. Up free into the far corner. Jokiharju can't get it out. Puck deflected back toward Korpisalo, and a chance in front. Lardis couldn't find the handle. Minton gets from Jokiharju through neutral ice. Loose puck to the near side, circling into the corner goes Steves. Shoved against the wall by Moore. Lardis will carry out toward his own blue line. Gives Grzelcyk the chance to come to the red, and now he'll dump it in and go for a change. Aspero sends it back around that far side. Jokiharju couldn't catch up to it. Donato pinned against the boards by Aspero in the far corner. Corrali at the hash marks. Batted the puck back, and it'll be Geeky near side.
Long shift for him.
Plays into the far corner for Aspero. Aspero can't find the handle, got tangled up in his skates as he gets knocked down by Foligno. Puck out into neutral ice. And diving effort by Foligno to get it back into the Bruins zone. Collision with Aspero and Doc, and it comes back through center. 3.5 to go, second period. What's now a tie game. Bruins with 2 goals here in the second. They're coming back from 2 goals down. Sends around behind Soderblom. Vlasic had his pocket pick behind the net, but the pass never got out in front as Corrali got dumped. Dickinson put himself offside. Delayed call. Zadorov will turn back up ice. Bruins moving right to left here in the second period. Down the far side. Kastelik takes one away off the far wall. He's got Husnudinov coming down the right circle. Turns it back toward the hash marks. Brings out toward the blue line. Hands to Pastrnak just on. His pass across got blocked by Vlasic.
He had McAvoy over in that left wing circle.
Free puck back to Zadorov just inside the Boston zone. Pastrnak back to McAvoy. His pass too far for Husnudinov. That's going to turn into an icing. McAvoy is saying, no, that got tipped.
Yep. The whole bench is saying it. The whole bench was up.
Steve Barton and Travis Garlitz are the linesmen tonight. They have heard quite a few complaints from both benches. The faceoff will come back inside the Bruins zone here. Elias Lindholm against Ryan Green. Lindholm wins this one. Zadorov trying to get it to McAvoy behind the net. Burakovsky jumped in there and stole it. Carries it to the far circle, rims it back around. Bedard back of the net. Shoved against the boards by Zadorov. Gets the puck along for Husnudinov. Out to center ice comes McAvoy. Right wing pass intended for Pastrnak gets broken up. Here's a steal by Zadorov, though, at center ice. He'll carry back into the Chicago zone. Husnudinov behind the net finds Pastrnak coming around to the near circle. Centering pass right in front. Elias Lindholm. Puck jumped on him.
He tried to go to the backhand. He brought it right across the front of the net.
Husnudinov far circle back to Lohrei at the far point. His effort gets blocked and kicked out of the zone by Green. Lohrei pass across to the near side. Hampus Lindholm couldn't handle it. Now he gets it out of the zone. Pastrnak blows a tire trying to turn up ice. Burakovsky dumps in. Korpisalo gives it to Hampus. Pass up the middle here to Middlestat coming through center. Cuts to the right wing circle. Stops there. Tried to tee up Pastrnak for a one-timer. It was taken away. And Donato back up the left wing side for Chicago. Lohrei gets a stick on that puck. It came to the side of the net. Korpisalo tried to bat it away with his stick, and it ended up getting knocked right back to him. He gloves it and draws a whistle. 1:26 to play, second period. Bruins 2, Blackhawks 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 49 years straight. Visit your New England Ford dealers today for great offers. A proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year total sales.
Feeding the Puck for Families is proudly presented by the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation. With every assist, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to the Greater Boston Food Bank to end hunger here in our local communities. Up to $50,000. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Good news, homeowners. Over the last 5 years, home values have increased more than 40%. Bad news, homeowners. Some of you haven't adjusted your insurance to cover your home's increased value, which means a natural disaster could also be a financial disaster. Relax, people. Talk to an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you have the coverage you need today to ensure a happy tomorrow. Safety insurance will help you manage life storms.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
Boston Sports Talk, the Sports Hub.
1:26 to go here in the second period. Bruins and Blackhawks are tied at 2. Mason Lohrei's 5th goal of the season from Hampus Lindholm, and Pavel Zacha at 14:51 evens things up. That after Charlie McAvoy scored inside the first 2 minutes of this period. Crowd reacting to a guy dressed as Mike Ditka chugging a beer on the Jumbotron.
That looks like it's something stronger than a beer.
Here's a shot thrown in front of Korpisalo. Scramble for the rebound. Pulled back behind the net by Asborough.
The rum and coke being chugged right there, wasn't it?
They do it pretty hard here in Chicago. As Middlestat gets Zacha back into the attack zone and a drive by Arvidsson. Soderblom makes another big stop. Bedard will bring back ahead for the Blackhawks. Dumps high off the glass in the far corner. Asborough behind the net to McAvoy. Up the near sideboard. Picked off by Levchinov, but then he lost it out of the
numbers
zone.
Here.
Middlestat pulls up just inside the line. Hands to Arvidsson. Get it across. Back across. Score! What a passing play! Arvidsson to Zacha. Back to Arvidsson. And the Bruins have the lead.
In numbers, you join the rush. You've got a 4-man rush. Chicago you have one guy sliding to try to block. You have another guy diving to try to take a pass away. And it's a give and go, which ends up being Arvidsson receiving that pass from Zacha. But the key is, when Middlestat gets to the blue line, he knows he's got numbers. I'm sure that they're yelling at him as he's coming up the ice. He's got to delay a little bit. He draws a player to him. He's going to delay and spin and get this puck to Arvidsson. Now you got a 3-on-1, basically. So nice little play there by Middlestat. And the give and go between Zacha and Arvidsson.
Victor Arvidsson, and that line continues to be red hot. Arvidsson's 11th goal of the season, now on a 7-game point streak. Zacha gets his 2nd assist of the game. Bertuzzi gets it into the Boston zone. Dickinson from the left circle shot, and the blocker save Korpisalo inside of the final 30 seconds of the period. Steves gets it out to the red line. Crevier going to dump it right back in. Ricochets out of the far corner onto the stick of Jokiharju. Lobbed out through center ice by Zadorov. Geeky chasing Vlasic deep into Chicago territory. Final 10 seconds of the period. Puck will come back through center ice. That should go for an icing. Yes, 4.5 seconds to go. And the Bruins will get a face-off in the attack zone.
Yeah, quick line change for the Bruins. They get the choice of which side they're going to want this face-off in. Believe it to be Elias Lindholm taking it, right? You're going to look for Pastrnak in the one-timer.
Lindholm and Pastrnak having a chat before Lindholm steps into the face-off circle. Geeky's going to wind up in the slot. Pastrnak standing at the top of the circle at the ready.
Look at a little pass from that right side.
And Blackhawks able to tie it up and then win it behind the net. And that'll do it for period number 2. Bruins trailed by 2 after the first period, but 3 unanswered here in the second. And they will take a 3-2 lead into the third period here in Chicago. McAvoy, Lohrei, and Arvidsson all finding the back of the net in that last 20 minutes. 3-2 Bruins have the lead. Back with our second intermission next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance, plus plenty of room inside. Start your journey in a brand new vehicle. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, Passport, or CR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Hi everyone, Julie Stewart-Binks here along with former NHLer Nate Thompson. Join us on Energy Line as we share our takes, stories, and surprise guests every week. Patrick Kane, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Team USA head coach Mike Sullivan. 6-time Stanley Cup champion Mark Messier.
With over 800 NHL games, I know a couple guys.
Biz didn't have Twitter. No one knew who he was, so I called Whit, and I'm like, how is Biz? He was like, I'm telling you right now, you're going to hate him. Then he'll be your best friend.
Listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts,
or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mass Mutual presents an uncomfortable pregame conversation between goalie UC Saros and center Ryan O'Reilly.
Hey, Juice, what are your financial goals? No goals. Like, no goals for retirement? No goals. What about a new home? No goals. Good talk. See you on the ice.
No goals. Planning and protection on and off the ice. Go to massmutual.com today.
It's win or go home on Sunday as Houston comes to Foxborough to battle the New England Patriots with a trip to the AFC Championship on the line. This week's AFC Divisional Round playoff coverage on Felger and Mass is exclusively presented by Autodesk. Autodesk helps teams design and build the future. From skyscrapers to stadiums, design and build anything with Autodesk, the official design and make platform of the New England Patriots and Gillette Stadium.
Hi, I'm Sean Flaherty, managing partner of Catches Law Group. At Catches Law, we're proud of our roots. For more than 40 years, we've been part of this community, raising families, cheering for the Patriots, and fighting for our neighbors. Being named the official law firm of the New England Patriots isn't just an honor. It's a reflection of what we stand for: loyalty, strength, and community. Whether you've been hurt on the job or are suffering from years of physical wear and tear, we're here for you. Visit catcheslaw.com or call us today to schedule your free consultation.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. Champions play here. The Sports Hub.
Middlestat pulls up just inside the line. Hands to Arvidsson. Get it across. Back across. Score! What a passing play! Arvidsson to Zacha. Back to Arvidsson. And the Bruins have the lead. Yeah, that capping off a 3-goal period for the Bruins. Charlie McAvoy, Mason Lohrei, and then Victor Arvidsson from Zacha and Middlestat at 19-14 to give the Bruins a 3-2 lead at the end of 2. You said it earlier, you know, there's lots of time left in this game, down 2-0. You know, keep playing your game, and the Bruins did that.
Yeah, the first 12 minutes of that first period were good. They just got in a little bit of penalty trouble, whether it was, you know, worthy of a call or not. You know, and Chicago scores right as the power play expires, and it just it gave the Blackhawks some life, because the Bruins had the first 8 shots of the game, and you know, they had their legs going. The ice was tilted in the direction of the Blackhawks' end, and then things changed a little bit with that power play. You pick up a couple of goals, all of a sudden, but you got plenty of time, and you know that you just got to chip away at this thing. You're confident about the way you're playing. You know, they've gotten through the middle of the ice pretty well here in that second period to create some chances. Off the rush, two of the goals off the rush. You know, McAvoy coming late, and of course the goal there, the last one there by Arvidsson, both of them off the rush by outnumbering the Chicago Blackhawks going up the ice. I think one area that they can try to clean up a little bit if you're the Bruins is maybe defensively how they're defending through the middle of the ice.
I was going to ask you about that because there have been a number of chances here for the Blackhawks carrying the puck across the blue line.
Too easy to enter the zone right now, and that's something that they've gotten really good at, especially recently, where they frustrate teams coming through the middle of the ice, but they haven't been as airtight in that area today, or at least in that period. So now you find yourself in a very familiar spot. You know, aside from the Ranger game, you've had a number of games where you've carried a 1-goal lead going into the third period. They've gotten better as the game has gone on. Let's see if that continues now for them here in this third period. A little bit different on the road, you know, with the 1-goal lead going into the third as opposed to being at home. But, you know, they kind of settled things down a little bit and got themselves, you know, I'm sure that was part of the conversation after the first period. All right, just put those 2 goals behind us. We got a lot of time in this game. We're going to get our opportunities if we stick with it and, you know, play to our game plan. Be patient. Don't be cheating the game right now. And they've done that. And they were close a couple other times. Chicago was close a couple times in that second period as well. Great job by Steves coming back on one play to break up would have been a tap-in goal, backdoor. You know, commitment to coming back into the zone and helping out in those areas.
And down the other end, Soderblom has made some big saves to keep. I mean, it's a 3-2 Bruins lead now. They could have quite a few more than 3 goals.
Yeah, I thought he's been good. He was good early when it was scoreless. He made a couple of good saves in that second period when necessary. But you know, from the Bruins standpoint, they're not normally a team that scores a lot off the rush, so that's encouraging that they've gotten the 2 goals. But you can sense when you've got the odd man rush, you know, and the play by Middlestat was excellent. You know, holding up, delaying just enough, draw the defenseman to you, and then make that little drop pass late. All of a sudden, it's a 3-on-1. And nice give and go between Arvidsson and Zacha to finish it off. You know, you still have to be able to finish it off. There's nothing more frustrating sometimes when you have that odd man rush and it's clear cut. You don't even get a shot away.
Right.
You know, so to finish it off on a nice passing play, you know, that one felt good. McAvoy's goal was off the rush. Husadinov does a great job. He won't get a point on it, but he does a great job getting up the ice, moving it over to Pastrnak, back through the seam to Lindholm, and then right back into the middle to McAvoy, who beats his guy up the ice. You know, they're a team that normally, when they're scoring 5-on-5, they normally score kind of like Loride did. You know, you've got the pucks, you've got the pressure on in the offensive zone, you're cycling it, you work it from low to high, and, you know, then you go back down low. There was a nice seam pass there from Hampus Lindholm over to Loride, and a great shot to finish it, but it started with the forecheck that they had.
We talked in the pregame show about that Zacha, Middlestat, Arvidsson line and how good they have been lately. You know, the Bruins have won 7 out of 8. They lead here in game number 9 of this stretch. That unit has gotten on the board in almost every one of the games.
I mean, they're a threat right now. You know, when they're out there, they're a threat to score. And you know, Arvidsson's had a few chances here today. You know, Zacha's been around it. Middlestat makes smart plays. We talked about his evolution, you know, how he's come around, not just as an offensive player, but as a guy that makes smart decisions with and without the puck. And he's made some really good plays, some good heady plays. You know, he had a second effort on a long shift for guys that were stuck out there, and he makes a good effort to get that puck down the ice and able to get everybody off. Just little things like that, you know, don't go unnoticed. That maybe don't show up on the score sheet, but don't go unnoticed on the bench.
So it was McAvoy's 3rd of the year from Elias Lindholm and David Pastrnak at 155. Mason Lohrei's 5th of the season from Hampus Lindholm and Pavel Zacha at 1451. And then Victor Arvidsson with his 11th goal of the year, set up by Pavel Zacha and Casey Middlestat at 1914, giving the Bruins a 3-2 lead heading into the third period. Time now for our music of the game, brought to you by Live Nation. Five-Finger Death Punch return to Xfinity Center July 30th with special guest Cody Jinks. Get your tickets now at livenation.com. We'll check the out-of-town scoreboard when we return to Chicago on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This is Matthew Slater. Contractors across New England rely on Charles D. Sheehy for precision, partnership, and reliability. From the first call to the final install, the CDS team delivers trusted products and dependable service that keeps every project moving forward on time and on point. Learn more at cdsi.com.
Hi, this is Bob Sosi, voice of New England football. You've heard me talk about ClearPath for Veterans and safety insurance. Now New Hampshire residents can also support our veterans and save on auto insurance. ClearPath for Veterans is working with safety insurance to help New England veterans at the resource centers in Devens, Massachusetts and Manchester, New Hampshire. Safety policyholders can make a $50 tax-deductible donation to ClearPath and earn a 5% discount on your safety automobile insurance. New Hampshire and Massachusetts residents can say thanks to those who serve and get rewarded. Visit safetyforvets.com.
The 99 Restaurant $14.99 Big Deal meals are big on flavor, big on comfort, and big on value. And now you can dig into these big hearty meals all day, every day. You gotta love the nines.
At M&T Bank, we're continuously working to provide value to our customers, like Paul, Vice President of Sullivan Tire.
We are so happy with the relationship with M&T. Whether it's treasury services or working line of credit or providing loans for our growth, it's been nothing but collaboration that works for both parties.
See what M&T Bank can do for you at mtb.com/together. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Hardy. I got a question. Is your attic insulation as old as your home? It's probably time to upgrade. Call my friends at Revise, a Mass Save partner. They'll do a no-cost home energy assessment where you could get 75 to 100% off approved insulation and air sealing improvements. Why wait? Schedule your no-cost home energy assessment with Revise today. Visit callrevise.com or call 800-885-SAVE. That's callrevise.com or 800-885-SAVE.
Visit New England's largest Volkswagen dealer group at colonialvw.com in Medford, Wellesley, and Westboro. Check out their special APR and lease promotions going on now for the Tiguan, Atlas, Taos, Jetta, and other great models. Only at colonialvw.com in Medford, Wellesley, and Westboro. That's colonialvw.com.
The game is on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston 98.5, The Sports Hub. The media group station.
Second intermission here in Chicago with the Bruins holding a 3-2 lead over the Blackhawks. Finals from around the NHL. In overtime, there's Minnesota Wild 5-4 winners over the Sabres. Rangers take down the Flyers 6-3. Calgary 4-2 over the New York Islanders. Utah defeats Seattle by the score of 6-3. In overtime, Montreal beats the Ottawa Senators 6-5 the final there. Carolina continues their winning ways, 4-1 win over the New Jersey Devils. In a shootout, it was Columbus 4-3 over Pittsburgh. Florida bounces back after an ugly one last night, 5-2 winners over the Washington Capitals. Toronto in overtime over Winnipeg, 4-3. A couple other games later tonight, including Edmonton visiting Vancouver. Vegas will play host to Nashville, and it'll be Los Angeles in Anaheim to take on the Ducks. Here in Chicago, 2 periods in the books. Third period coming up next, with the Bruins leading the Blackhawks by the score of 3-2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 49 years straight. Visit your New England Ford dealers today for great offers. A proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year total sales.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Every January, we believe. One more drive, one more chance. Because in New England, we know what comebacks feel like. What if we told you there was money out there, your money, waiting to be returned? Forgotten savings accounts, uncashed paychecks, refunds from overpaid bills. The Massachusetts Treasurer's Office has over $3 billion in unclaimed money, and some of it could be yours. This playoff season, take time out and go to findmassmoney.gov and win back what's already yours. Get off the sidelines and into the game. Visit findmassmoney.gov and see if you have unclaimed money waiting for you.
This is 2026. No more messing around. It's the first day of the rest of your life. Today, you are switching to Astound. Shifting your Wi-Fi and life into a new gear. Reliable, affordable connection. So you can browse, watch, and play like you've always wanted. Because slow Wi-Fi is so last year. Under budget, full speed ahead. That's Astound. Gig Wi-Fi for $50 a month with the 3-year price lock. Restrictions apply. See astound.com for details.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
It's time for This Date in Bruins History, being restored by Blue Sky Restoration Contractors.
Chara up ice with Recchi, 2-on-1. Chara left side, wrist shot, score! Zdeno Chara right out of the box. Gives the Bruins a 2-0 lead. David Krejci cross to Chara, one-timer, and he scores! Off the post and in, stick side on Peters. Chara looking, his drive, and he scores! Here come the Hats after the first career hat trick for Zdeno Chara. This date in Bruins history takes us back to 2011. Zdeno Chara, how appropriate. Just saw his number 33 sent to the rafters the other night. He became the first defenseman since 1993 to record a hat trick. Tim Thomas made 31 saves as the Bruins beat the Carolina Hurricanes 7-0 on this date in 2011. Bruins have a 3-2 lead as we head to the third period here in Chicago. Blackhawks had a 2-0 lead after one, but Boston came storming back in that third period. 3 goals on 9 shots in the period. Chicago also had 9 shots in that second stanza. Bruins, when they lead after 40 minutes, have been almost automatic this year. 22-0-1. Heading into the third period with the lead. Blackhawks have a couple of third period comebacks under their belt this year. 2-15-1 when they trail through 40 minutes. Bruins will be headed to Dallas after this one. Tuesday night, they will take on the Stars to finish off this 2-game road trip. We will have that one for you a little earlier than normal out in the Central Time Zone because of national television coverage. So we'll be on the air at 7 o'clock Eastern Time with the face-off at 7:30. Bruins will be going from left to right as we head into the third period. Zacha stands in for the face-off against Ryan Green. Off the draw, puck is dumped in by Levshinov. Comes around behind Korpisalo, taken away near circle by Zacha. He's got Arvidsson coming up the right wing side. Chips into the corner. Levshinov and Middlestat shoulder to shoulder as they go into the corner. Kaiser will bring the puck to the near circle for Bedard. Rink wide pass and out into neutral ice come the Blackhawks. Burakovsky got it on the right side. Zadorov stepped up, tried to get a big hit on Green and just missed. Zacha in the near corner, lost it behind the net. Burakovsky centering pass, hits Zadorov in the skate kick toward the front of the net. Burakovsky's got it back to Kaiser at the left point. Over to the far side, and a shot got through traffic, saved by Korpisalo. Burakovsky again on the left wing circle. Back up top for Kaiser. Levshinov throws it down low here for Bedard. Zadorov with an active stick takes it away. Off of Arvidsson, it kicks on to Middlestat, gets it out of the zone. Levshinov has it back and dumps it right back in. Both teams changing a minute into this third period. McAvoy skating out to his own blue line. Pass to Elias Lindholm, and deep it goes. Crevier Angles it around the net. Mikheyev carries all the way out to the red line. Chips down the left wing corner. Behind the net, it comes toward Korpisalo. Aspro out of the far corner. Blackhawks regain. Vlasic with a shot that goes up over the net. Pastrnak finds a loose puck along the far side. Plays it across ice. McAvoy skates onto it from the red line. He'll send it around Soderblom. Far corner. Dickinson back to the near side for Vlasic. Out to center ice for Bertuzzi. Mikheyev going against McAvoy in the near corner. Bruins regain possession. Bushmadinov got it out to the red line, but taken away there by Grizzly. Dickinson steps back into Boston territory. Bertuzzi drop pass. Grizzly one-timer! And a flashing glove stop made by Korpisalo.
Ryan, it just came out a little while ago. I guess we should address it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you were talked to this morning by Ty Anderson on the hockey show, but I certainly was asked about
very much so.
Rasmus Anderson and Elliot Friedman reporting that the Bruins have been given permission to speak to Anderson about a contract extension. They've been in serious talks with the Calgary Flames, but don't want to do it without having an extension in place.
Right.
So that was reported by Elliot Friedman here tonight.
Yeah, I think Darren Drager up in Canada also reported it was Bruins and Vegas who are kind of pushing the hardest for that potential deal for the Flames defenseman.
Rumored to want to go to Vegas.
Right. Murphy lost the puck out of the zone here against Corrali. Now Kastelik chasing up the right side, and Grizzlick will come back.
Calgary's got decisions on a few players, right? Kadri's another one. Blake Coleman's another one.
Well, it feels like most people around the league expect that we'll see some deals made here before the Olympic break. Though the trade deadline doesn't come up until March. As Bruins get the puck deep here. Vardis in the far corner. Jeannot on top of him. Corrali digging in for it as well. Puck squirts free down toward the end board. Stick battle. Jeannot wins it from Grizzlick. Trying to move it back toward that far corner. Grizzlick got it knocked off his stick. It'll come back around near side. And Jokiharju with the right point. Here's Jeannot. Right side dot.
He had Geeky going to the net.
Had it taken away instead. Blackhawks clear into Boston territory. 16:50 to go here in the third period. Zadorov in the far corner. Sends up the wall. Knocked away from Minton. Here's Doc centering pass. Foligno trying to get into shooting position. Instead gets it back to Kaiser. He played toward the corner, but it's picked off by Jokiharju.
That was promising for the Blackhawks. It never materialized.
Steves feathered one into the Bruins attack zone. Geeky got sandwiched and knocked down away from that play. Minton back to Aspro.
Broke his stick.
Broke his stick on a one-timer. Puck out into neutral ice. Minton coming back to take away. And he'll throw it back into the Chicago zone. Kaiser going into the far corner. Steves reaches in, takes the puck. Gets hit by Doc in that far corner. Puck tangled in his skates. Gets moving in behind the net to Levchinov. He sends it up the near side. McAvoy able to keep it in, but Levchinov regains. Kaiser stumbles, but puck to Levchinov again. Blackhawks getting some changes on here. Burakovsky pass to the far side.
That's better than
away by
zone.
Zaka.
That's better.
Now Bedard will throw it deep. McAvoy rims it around to the near side. Middlestat, Zaka. They can't connect coming through the neutral zone. Burakovsky will play it back toward Bedard. Off the near wall to Grizzlick stepping into the Bruins zone. On the top of the left circle. He'll send it around behind the net. Burakovsky's on far circle. Try to play it back, but lose it all the way back to his own zone instead. Grizzlick will skate back to it. Saw his dad here for morning skate.
Yeah, I had a nice talk with him and one of his brothers.
Here's a loose puck grabbed by Pastrnak, moving into the Chicago zone. Knocked back out to center ice by Crevier. Lohrei stepping toward that far side. Directed in deep by Hampus Lindholm. Soderblom played it around the far side. Kicked away from Mikheyev. Dickinson skates it to his own blue line. Throws a pass to the right side. Mikheyev Just inside the Boston line, got spun around by Hampus Lindholm. Here's Pasternak with a puck into the Chicago zone. Pulls up top of the circle, try to get it to Elias Lindholm coming on late. Directed up into the air, glove down by Hustendinov, lost it on the near circle to Krevier. Hustendinov going to gather it right back into the Chicago zone, trying to flip one to Pasternak left wing side. That was knocked down. Marat turns back with it and in front, and Pasternak got knocked down in front of the net. No call. Lindholm at the top of the circle, diving effort by Dickinson to knock it out of the zone.
They have not had a penalty today, Chicago.
No, just the one penalty to Zadorov here in the first, 47 minutes of this game, or 46 minutes. Here's a chance in front. Kastelik one-times it. Soderblom made the save. And Moore heads the other way. Moore down that far circle, a centering pass. Kastelik coming back to break that up.
Yeah, give and go.
He and Levchinov both sliding hard into the boards. Kastelik with the possession. Brings it all the way out through neutral ice, then overskated the puck and winds up offside.
Now Corrali's giving it to... It's just... Every whistle, somebody's giving it to the referees.
13:23 to go in the third. Bruins 3, Blackhawks 2. Here on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you can put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Visit New England's largest Volkswagen dealer group at colonialvw.com in Medford, Wellesley, and Westboro. Right now, they've got over 500 new vehicles in stock to choose from. Special promotions going on now include special rates for select models, and you can take advantage of their true zero-down lease on the all-new Tiguan, Sporty Taos, and spacious 7-seat Atlas. That's zero security deposit and zero due at signing. Visit colonialvw.com before these great offers expire. Yes, you can have it all at Colonial.
Yes, you can have it all at Colonial.
Playoff football means pizza, and that means Frank Pepe Pizzeria Napolitana. For over 100 years, Pepe's has served legendary New Haven style of eats made with their signature dough and cooked in their famous coal-fired ovens. Feed the whole crew with their 18-inch family-style cheese pizza, big enough for 4 for under $6.50 per person. Find a location near you or order online at pepespizzeria.com.
Hit 98.5thesportshub.com.
Victor Arvidsson's second period goal. A beautiful passing play with Middlestad and Zaka involved. Tonight's electric play delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order.
A terrific effort on that last shift there by Tanner Janot along the boards. Bruins thought this was icing. It was not. And he was able to help get that puck into the middle to a wide open Kastelik.
Lino coming out from behind the Bruins net, gets it back to Murphy at the right point, trying to step around Steves, lost the puck to Aspero. Minton will carry it through center ice and backhand a chip into the near corner of the Chicago zone. Lino gets it from Murphy, coming out of the zone was Slaggert. He gets ridden to the boards in front of the Bruins bench by Geekie. Minton will carry back toward the red line. Across the Chicago line, puck into the right wing corner. Sends around to the far corner. Geekie sent back across. Minton has to pick it up off of Karen. We got a penalty coming up here.
I think Geekie got a high stick maybe in the corner.
So with 12:25 to go here in the third period, Bruins are going to get their first power play with a 3-2 lead. Levchinov headed to the box.
Penalty 55, 2 minutes charging.
Charging,
okay. He left his feet on a hit. I think that's why they're calling it, because he came off his feet. He hit him straight up. He hit Geekie in the corner, but say he left his feet, they'll call that a charge. Wasn't a ton.
So Bruins power play will go to work here.
Bruins were lobbying pretty hard on that last commercial break.
They went 2 for 15 on the man advantage during the 5-game homestand. As off the face-off, McAvoy's got it center of the blue line. Here's Pasternak down the right circle. Zacha tapped it along for Elias Lindholm.
He was there for him.
One-time effort was broken up.
Fans just wanted a penalty on McAvoy.
There's Pasternak near the red line. He'll drop it back into his own zone. Zacha picks it up on the fly. Hands to Elias Lindholm. Pass toward the left side, picked off the blue line by Dickinson.
That never got organized there. It's almost better to start from deep inside the zone.
That's where they'll do it from here. McAvoy pass to Geekie, who drops it back. Here comes Zacha and Lindholm through center. Zacha carries across the line. He's got Pasternak moving high slot over to Geekie for a one-timer. Snapped his stick.
Last year, that puck's in the back of the net.
No question. Far circle, puck is cleared all the way down by Green. Bruins will change up here. Minute to go on the power play. Lohrei leaves for Arvidsson. Each of them have a goal so far tonight. Arvidsson trying to get it to Middlestat. He gets it back to Lohrei. Lohrei's pass deflected, but Minton's got it. Here's Middlestat centering. Minton in tight. Save made. Tipped up over the net. Middlestat sends it back around to that far side. Minton in a battle over there with Mikheyev. Puck kept in at the line by Lohrei. Score! Mason Lohrei just stepping into that shot. It finds its way in, and the Bruins make it 4-2.
It finds its way in because Middlestat's right in front, and because Minton wins a battle in the corner to get this puck back to Lohrei. Now he's got a lot of time and space to get this shot away. Steps into it from just above the top of the left wing circle. Middlestat right in front. And I don't think it changes direction. It just goes off the shoulder right of Soderblom. Yeah. You got a late look at it.
So second of the night for Mason Lohrei. Gives the Bruins a 2-goal lead with 10:59 to go as they capitalize on the power play. Puck jumps around behind the net around to the far side. Corrali will steer it back around the near side.
Really good job there by Minton along the boards. He's winning a battle. He's getting pressured from out high, trying to push him back down low, but he wins the battle, gets it out to Lohrei.
Corali throws one through the crease, comes to the near side. Lohrei down the near circle. Sends behind the net. Back around near side from Corali. Lohrei, center blue line. Shot. Ends up going just wide. Bedard will play it across the ice. Pasternak knocks one out of the air. Bedard will throw it deep into Boston territory. Up the right side, Pasternak directed deep. Bruins changing. Chicago getting some of their own. We hit the midway point of the third period. Moore plays around the far side of the Bruins zone. Geekie has it pinned against the wall. Now to be pushed out of the zone by Minton. Here's Steves up the left side. Going into the corner against Grizzly. Puck around the near side. Geekie. Jokiharju throws it off the end boards. Juggled by Steves. Coming to the near corner against Grizzly. Puck free behind the net to Murphy. And on to the far side. Lardis. Rink wide pass. Moore has to gather it in. Gets it across the line. Donato pulls up along the near side boards by himself. Turns over. Zadorov. Pass off the end of the stick of Minton. Geekie drops it back into his own zone. Jokiharju will chase it back. Steves volleying one through center. Kaiser will bring back ahead for Chicago. Kaiser trying to make his way to the slot. Ran into Jokiharju, who went down, but Bruins come ahead with a puck. Pasternak cutting to the right wing circle. Centering pass. Score! Marat Husnadinov! And the Bruins, with their 5th unanswered goal, have a 5-2 lead.
A lot of work done by David Pasternak right here. He's isolated one-on-one coming into the zone. He's going to cut from left to right to buy himself some time and wait for some help. He takes a peek over his shoulder. He sees he's got Husnadinov coming, but Chicago has 3 guys back here. And Pasternak makes something out of nothing as he winds his way to the right. and then zips this puck pass back across the front of the net, and Hustadinov there coming in backdoor to chip it home.
His 11th of the season. 4 goals last Saturday, had another one on Thursday. Gets one here again tonight. Pasternak nearly had a breakaway. Crevier able to knock one down at center ice. Then back around by Dickinson. Round to that far side. Bruins trailed this one 2-0 after 1. They lead it 5-2 with 8.5 to go here in the third period. Husnudinov to Pasternak at the Chicago line against Vlasic. Puck grabbed by Bertuzzi. Off the near boards, Mikheyev drops it off to Vlasic, centering. Deflected by Dickinson, missed the net. Husnudinov able to fight through Dickinson and move up the left wing. Across the line, here's Pasternak in the slot, centered off the skate of Husnudinov.
Trying to return it, yep.
Mikheyev backs it up. Pasta 59 points now on the season. Pair of assists tonight for him. Puck comes around behind Korpisalo. Lohrei. Let it play it back in behind. Zacha will give it back toward Lohrei from the near circle. Throws one down ice. Middlestat going to try and win a race here, but they'll whistle it an icing.
Fans, score a hat trick with the VideaBank's free checking. Get your paycheck up to 2 days early. Enjoy free ATMs through the Sum and All Point networks and no minimum balance for monthly fees. Visit avideabank.com for details. AvideaBank, honest to goodness, member FDIC, member DIF.
So Minton and Middlestat assisted on Lohrei's power play goal, and then Pasternak and Elias Lindholm on Husnudinov's goal. Those goals come 2 minutes and 1 second apart. We got 2-point nights, 2-goal night for Lohrei, 2 assist nights for Zacha, Middlestat, Elias Lindholm, and Pasternak. Puck gets cleared out here back into Chicago territory. Levchinov to Kaiser, fired up the left wing side. Jokiharju able to put an end to that. Near the red line along the near wall. Puck will come back toward Jokiharju. Rink wide pass, Zadorov to Corrali. Bruins gain entry, but then he lost it. Thrown back the other way, Moore. Right wing circle. Thrown into the corner by Zadorov, knocked him off balance. Puck batted back to the point. Murphy over to Grizzly. Grizzly with a shot. Picked up and high over the net. Angle off the near boards to Grizzly. Back center blue line. Shot redirected. Korpisalo kept it out.
I don't know if he did or not.
Wow.
Might have just been a misfire.
It was Lardis who had that opportunity.
Two of them.
At what looked to be a wide open net.
Got to get another look at that.
Kastelik knocked down by Grizzly far side. Puck played out of the zone. Donato up the right side. Aspero knocks him off balance and wins the puck. Minton will skate it back out toward the red line. Keeps going to the Chicago line. Sends down to the end boards. Goes and gets to it first. Puck squirts free along the near circle. Donato hands to Foligno. Slaggert coming to the far side. Dumped in and then gets ridden hard into that curved pane of glass over by the Bruins bench.
Good shift for Aspero.
Geeky. Steves coming through the high slot to the far circle. Shot, save made. Long rebound. Levchinov's got it. Doc gets that man pass. And from the red line sends into the Bruins zone with 5:50 to go. Bruins with a 5-2 lead. Hampus Lindholm stumbled going behind the net. Puck goes back into the far corner. Thrown all the way across the ice back to Vlasic at the left point. His shot skims wide. Hampus Lindholm in the far corner against Mikheyev. Elias gets involved as well. He winds up with the puck. Gives to Geeky. Geeky to the red line, trying to get it to Pasternak. Knocked away. Now Pasta, well, pass scheme in his direction, and that one gets through him and goes for an icing.
And hockey season's the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Mentioned that play by Aspero the other night. Boy, I know plus minus being what it is. He's a +3 so far tonight.
He hit the post.
2 to go, down 3. They get the extra attacker on with the face-off of the Bruins zone and control the puck. Grzelcyk sending into the near corner. Lohrei played it up the wall, cut off by Burakovsky, back around to the far side. Here's Bedard in the right wing corner. Levshinov at the right point, over to Grzelcyk near side. Burakovsky the left circle, back to Grzelcyk, and to Burakovsky again. Here's Levshinov. High slot, shot, kick, save, rebound, and along the near side of the net, pulled into the corner by Elias Lindholm.
Go for it.
Gets it to Lohrei. He was thinking for the hat trick, but it got blocked in the neutral zone.
Should have been a high stick there on maybe Grzelcyk. I guess it wasn't high enough. He's the one who knocked it out of the air.
Burakovsky gathers back into the Bruins zone. Gets it back from Bertuzzi. Now Bertuzzi on the near side hash. Around to the far side. Bedard out of the corner. Levshinov at the right point. Grzelcyk left point. Back over to that far side. Bedard trying to drag around Husnudinov. Gets into the slot. Backhander gets kicked off into the far corner. Husnudinov to Pasternak. He'll backhand from near his own blue line. Cut off by Grzelcyk back inside the Chicago zone. Bertuzzi throws one back toward the side of the net. In behind it goes into the far corner. Bedard off the wall. Crevier with a drive. Right pad save. Korpisalo rebound. Goes into the near corner. Kaiser. Crevier. And on that far side. Bedard wide angle shot. Knocked down Korpisalo. Hampus Lindholm at the back of the net. Bertuzzi wins it back. Burakovsky at the near circle. Pass back to Crevier, center of the blue line. Bedard right circle. Takes a shot, and that one missed the net short side and goes out of play. That'll bring us to a timeout with 3:37 to go. It's the Bruins 5 and the Blackhawks 2 here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. It's your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Do you want to skate where the pros skate? Warrior Ice Arena is the official practice facility of your Boston Bruins. Our state-of-the-art facility offers a variety of skating and hockey programs for all ages and skill levels, plus public skating, hockey, and freestyle. It's the perfect place to host your next corporate event or birthday party. And yes, Bruins practices are free and open to the public. Visit us today or check out warrioricearena.com to learn more. Warrior Ice Arena. Skate where the pros skate.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
Want to stay in the know on all things Bruins gear? Sign up for Pro Shop Text Alerts to get exclusive deals, early access to new arrivals, and more straight to your phone. Don't miss out on staying connected so you can rep the bees in style. Sign up now at bostonproshop.com/sign up. 3:37 to go. Bruins with a 5-2 lead. Chicago still with the net empty, which happened with over 5 minutes left in regulation, down 3. Face off in the far circle, the Bruins zone down to our left. Elias Lindholm able to push up ice here for Geekie. Backhands from center ice and just missed the net. Was about a foot wide of that left post. Burakovsky going to gather it back through center. On the right side, gain the line. McAvoy able to push Burakovsky behind the net in pursuit of that puck. Down the far side, Levshinov pinching down to the hash marks to try to keep it deep. Hampus Lindholm got it to the blue line, but not out. On the near side circle, Bedard goes into the corner. They work it back across. Levshinov, deflected shot. Korpisalo stays with it. Trying to find the rebound. Couldn't cover it up. Out of the corner. Sent back across the ice. Burakovsky at the left circle. 2:52 to go. Burakovsky trying to get it back toward Grzelcyk, but missed him, and that comes out through center ice. Levshinov to the red line. Dump in. McAvoy, near side, Elias Lindholm. Pasternak will play it back out. Taken away from Janot. Levchinov will give over to Grizzly. From the red line, he sends it in. McAvoy reverses back around to the near side. Lorai had it picked off. Korpisalo takes one away in front. Scramble for that rebound, and it's underneath him somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, Lorai, I'd like to have that one back, right? He tried to make that pass up the ice, and it gets picked off. It's a great opportunity. Normally, he would not be out there in this situation, but with the 2 goals and the 3-goal lead, that was Bedard, the rob in front of the net, I believe.
We'll take our final timeout with 2:13 to go. 5-2 Bruins on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hi, this is Andrew Peak. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate $100 to help end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive locally. Every time we feed the puck for a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger up to $50,000. To learn more about feeding the puck for families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance, plus plenty of room inside. Start your journey in a brand new vehicle. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, Passport, or CR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
2:13 remaining. Bruins with a 5-2 lead. Face-off will be inside the defensive zone here for Pavel Zacha. 6th attacker still on here for Chicago. As puck gets rimmed around the far side. Middlestat trying to find it. Zacha as well. Middlestat lifts it over the head of Crevier, but it stays in the zone. McAvoy will turn back behind the Bruins net. Shot around the near side, gets out. Kaiser going to try and get it right back in. Bounced away from Zadorov. And backhanded deep by Lardis. McAvoy, Zadorov, out of the far corner, just lobs it through center. 1:40 left. Foligno will direct it deep. Korpisalo to Zadorov, fires, and that one's way off. He'll go for an icing. Ended up in a corner.
Yeah. Zadorov is notorious for trying that, you know. He's got to get his sights fixed.
Yeah, we've seen him miss the net by quite a bit a few times this year in that situation.
He couldn't have been going for the net on that one.
Minute 32 left. Elias Lindholm wins the faceoff to McAvoy behind the net, coming around the near side. He'll send a floater through neutral. Bouncing puck will be corralled by Levchinov deep in Chicago territory. Burakovsky brings to the Boston line. Crossing pass deflected by Geekie. Looks behind the net. Campus Lindholm to Geekie. One touched along for Elias.
I wanted it.
Pasternak at center ice. Trying to leave it there, but it was taken away by Burakovsky.
They had him inside the zone. Weak side defense, and they could have used him.
Puck settled down here. Geekie's got Pasternak coming through neutral ice. Pasta stops at the blue line. He was trying to get it to Lorai, and he lost the handle on it. And the puck ends up going out of play.
He had a chance to take that shot if he wanted to. He was looking for Lorai coming late. And he was a little frustrated with himself that he lost that puck.
Well, he played this date in Bruins history. Just prior to this period, it was a Zdeno Chara hat trick from back in 2011 on this date. So they face off. They're going to put Soderblom back in between the pipes here with 49.9 to go in the face-off coming near the Chicago blue line. Foligno wins that draw. Kaiser will carry it towards center ice. and gain the attack zone. Soderblom's going to stay put. Off the far wall, Crevier. Loose puck comes bounding across the near side. Got through Kaiser. Lorai up the wall. Foligno cut that off. Now it'll be Pasternak. He's got it up ice for Geekie. No empty net. Geekie carries into the Chicago zone. Turns it along the near side boards. Pasternak's got it near circle. Pass off for Lorai. Shot blocked by Doc. And goes into the netting out of play with 16.7 to go.
They have outscored their opponents 9-0 in the third period. They have not allowed a goal in the third period in these 6 wins. If my math is correct.
I believe it is. As here's Lorai. His stick falls apart as he tried to take the shot.
Unless Chicago scores here, then it just ruins my whole thing.
Bertuzzi knocked off his stick. Bruins regain. Final seconds will tick off. Bruins will make it 6 straight wins, 8 of their last 9, as they come back from a 2-goal deficit after 20 minutes and beat the Blackhawks tonight 5-2 to kick off this road trip. We'll be back to recap it in a moment on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank.
That's why Safety Insurance offers discounts to Massachusetts and New Hampshire homeowners.
It's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living,
by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Are you having a hard time making it through a day of work without foot pain or discomfort with things that used to be simple, like walking the dog? You may
I'm going to do this, and I'll be darned if it didn't work. I feel a million times better than I ever did.
Another satisfying
and full of possibility.
Come to the Good Feet store today for your free fitting and test walk. We're in your neighborhood. Find the location nearest you and book your appointment at goodfeet.com. Good Feet Arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Discover your options at the Good Feet store.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure.
What's making it click right now for you guys?
I think we work hard. I think we create a lot of stuff in the offensive zone, and when we have the puck, we can make plays. But when it's working for us is when we win the puck battles, offensive zone, and find each other there. I think the rotations, the speed that we use. I think it's just now a couple of games in a row. I think we started to click, know where we're on the ice, and that's good.
You guys are almost perfect going into the third period with a lead this year. Why is the team so successful in defending the lead and in a lot of cases extending the lead?
Yeah, I think, just believe in the system, believe in, playing for each other there. And it's, what the good teams do. They win these games, have good third periods to finish games, and that's what we have to keep doing.
Appreciate the time. Congrats on another win, and we'll see you guys in Dallas. All right, there's Pavel Zacha joining us after the Bruins win at 5-2 tonight. Couple of goals for birthday boy Mason Lorai, celebrating his 25th today, and in front of the siblings who are on the trip here, and a great second and third period to win this game going away in Chicago tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate circumstances that led to them being behind in the first period because they had a good start to the game. Good pace, good speed. They came up on the short end on a couple of opportunities for themselves, and then a couple goals in that first period puts them down 2-0. And he said, look, just hit the reset, chip away at it. They like their start. They know that they started well. Now they've got plenty of time. There's 40 minutes, no panic. I like that part about it. And it wasn't like they didn't start on time,
right?
Because you want them to play with the lead. They talk about that a lot, but sometimes you're not going to have that lead. So how do you react? How do you adapt your game? They didn't cheat the game. They stayed disciplined. They only took one penalty here today. They get rewarded with a power play goal in the third period. That was the only penalty to Chicago, so it wasn't a special teams game. You could roll everybody, get everybody involved in the game, which they did. So having Hampus Lindholm back in the lineup helps you on that back end. Lorai had to go to the opposite side. He ends up scoring a couple goals from that right side here today. One of them on the power play, so I guess not on the right side, but. The goal that he scored in the second period was in the right wing circle.
So, nice job by him adapting and, yeah, just chip away. You know you're going to get some chances against Chicago. And I thought Korpisalo settled in as well. Two good shots that beat him. But, he came up with some good saves as the game went on when he needed them. Not that there was a ton, maybe some in the third period with the goaltender pulled, but he was good when they needed him to be, especially after that first period.
The last 10 games, 9 of them, the Bruins have allowed 2 goals or less. I mean, the goaltending has
7
been
goals
good.
against Seattle. That's the only one in Seattle. That's the only blemish on their card right now in these last games. And the third period speak for themselves. And the wins that they've had, and they've worn teams down. I think that there's a lot to be said for that. And they're comfortable. A number of the games, I've been close going into the third period. And, whether it's one goal, and they've been able to extend leads going into that third or within the third period. So, strong showing by them. They're trying to keep it going. This was a good win on the road. You got a tough Dallas team coming up on Tuesday. And will the team look the same on Tuesday?
Yeah. I mean, we were talking earlier in this third period, about the rumors about Rasmus Andersson, the reports that the Bruins are now free to talk to him about potential contract extension as they try to work a trade with Calgary, which would remake their back end here a little bit. And
they're adamant that if Elliot Friedman's reporting is correct, and he's usually, he's pretty dialed in on things up in Hockey Night Canada. He was saying that, the Bruins don't want to do a deal without an extension in place. So if that deal's going to get done, first of all, what would it take? And not only extension-wise, but what would it take in order to get him? They say that in his mind, from what he's hearing, the Bruins offer is the best offer on the table right now.
Interesting. So we shall see when we get back together on Tuesday night. But the Bruins tonight with a 5-2 win here in Chicago. Service Credit Union and Charlie McAvoy have teamed up for 73 Reasons campaign this season to donate $250,000 to cover heart screens and cancer screens for police and firefighters by donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout. Boston has 763 blocks and a pair of shutouts. Service Credit Union has donated $154,600. Learn more now at servicecu.org/73 reasons. We'll wrap things up from Chicago next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Gambling can be addictive, just like alcohol and other drugs. And like with other addictions, help for yourself or a loved one is out there. Call the Massachusetts Problem Gambling Helpline at 800-327-5050.
Volkswagen is known for its high-performance models. But when you talk about premium performance, you're talking about Boston Volkswagen. John Welsh and his team are known for their overall excellence when it comes to customer satisfaction. Delivering exceptional value and an enjoyable car buying experience is what makes Boston VW your premier Volkswagen dealership. Before you buy or lease a new Volkswagen, go see the VW experts at Boston Volkswagen in Watertown or visit online at bostonvw.com. That's bostonvw.com.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. And let me tell you, I love numbers. 1040s, 1099s, W-2s, all of them. With TaxSlayer, anyone can file a federal return for just $22.99. You'll get 100% accuracy and your biggest possible refund guaranteed. Now those are great numbers. Need help along the way? We've got U.S.-based real human support. File by February 8th for just $22.99 and get the refund you deserve. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
The 99 Restaurant $14.99 Big Deal meals are big on flavor, big on comfort, and big on value. And now you can dig into these big, hearty meals all day, every day. You gotta love the nines.
Listen every Monday and Friday to Read and React on Zolak and Bertrand, presented by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning. On call 24 hours a day. John Sewer is ready to react to any clogged drain emergency. Their name to know when the drains don't flow. John Sewer.
We get the job done. The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
Montreal the other way, 2-on-1. Caulfield for the win. Scores! Cole Caulfield!
overtime winner off the wing.
Done that several times this season. 5 times now. Overtime game winners there for Cole Caulfield and the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal 6-5 victory in overtime against the Ottawa Senators. Minnesota Wild in overtime 5-4 winners over the Buffalo Sabres. It was the Rangers taking down the Flyers 6-3. 4-2 Calgary over the New York Islanders. Utah beats Seattle 6-3. 4-1 Carolina takes down New Jersey. 4-3 Columbus in a shootout against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Florida Panthers bounce back with a 5-2 victory over the Washington Capitals. Toronto in overtime gets a 4-3 win over the Winnipeg Jets. Vancouver, Edmonton, end of first period are scoreless. Also at the end of one, Nashville has a 1-0 lead over Vegas. And Anaheim with a 1-0 lead over Los Angeles.
And here in Chicago, the Bruins beat the Blackhawks 5-2, the final score. The Shaw's and Star Market Foundation's Nourishing Neighbors Initiative sponsors our Feeding the Puck for Families campaign. For every helper on a Bruins goal, they donate another $100 to fight food insecurity with 10 feeds tonight. That's another $1,000 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Follow along at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. Time to give you our 3 stars of the night, and there were plenty to choose from on the Boston side. 5 multiple-point scorers on this evening. Our 3rd star goes to Casey Middlestat, couple of assists here tonight. The 2nd star, also with 2 assists, we just spoke to him a moment ago, Pavel Zacha. Middlestat pulls up just inside the line, hands to Arvidsson, get it across, back across, score! What a passing play! Arvidsson to Zacha, back to Arvidsson, and the Bruins have the lead. So Zacha with his 5th multiple-point performance of the season, giving him 35 points in 48 games this year with the 2-assist night. And the number 1 star, the birthday boy, 2 goals for Mason Lohrei. Crossing pass to Hampus Lindholm, over to Lohrei, scores! Kept in at the line by Lohrei, score! Mason Lohrei just stepping into that shot. It finds its way in, and the Bruins make it 4-2. Now Lohrei with the goal to tie it in the 2nd period, and then an insurance goal 9 minutes and 1 second into the 3rd period on the power play to make it 4-2. Bruins win it going away 5-2, the final tonight over the Chicago Blackhawks. Boston now with 6 straight wins, 8 of their last 9, 8-1-1 in their last 10 games. Just keeps this train rolling. 28 wins, 19 losses, and 2 overtime losses this year. Through 49 games, they have collected 58 points. For Chicago, they've now lost 4 of their last 5, dropping to 19, 22, and 7 through 48 games this season. So the Bruins will head south now to take on the Dallas Stars. Big test for this team, whose confidence is sky high right now. They'll face off against one of the best teams in the West coming up on Tuesday night. Again, our pregame coverage will get things underway at 7 o'clock Eastern time with a face-off a little after 7:30, a little earlier than normal out in the Central Time Zone, thanks to some national TV coverage for that one. So we look forward to bringing you that once again coming up on Tuesday. Now for our executive producer, Jeremy Conley, back in Waltham, our engineer here in the booth, Bill Karembalis, and for Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Thanks for joining us, and good night from Chicago.
This is Boston Bruins hockey. Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, Ticketmaster, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, Service Credit Union, TD Bank, and by Catches Law.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over. The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Mass Mutual, Wendy's, Live Nation, your Boston area Lexus dealers, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Bruins hockey is a presentation of the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Studio, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Change of scenery guy. Again, you have seen it, and he is only 23. He's not 33. He's 23. This is where the Warriors are now going to throw out Jonathan Kuminga and some of those big picks they have, those first-round picks they have, and this is where they go get their 3rd superstar player to pair alongside with Steph and Jimmy Butler, and this is where they make their run. They started this season as well as you can, right? Maybe it's Giannis, maybe it's somebody else, maybe it's Karl Anthony Towns, I don't know, but it's somebody out there that's going to be their third superstar, and it's going to be Kuminga and draft picks that's going to get it.
You're listening to Jason Smith with Mike Harmon. Weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. I give you two pros and a cup of Joe.
They're extremely talented.
Putting the more in mornings.
Can you feel the power?
Jonas Knox.
Fire now.
LeVar Arrington.
Hear the roar.
And Brady Quinn.
Some dudes just go about their business.
That's the crew. It's two pros and a cup of Joe. Listen every weekday at 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Get more out of your mornings on Fox Sports Radio. FS1.
Call your friends and ask how they doing.
To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details.
It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group Station.
And here's what you need to know.
Still over 9 minutes to go at Seattle, but the Seahawks are going to eliminate the 49ers tonight in their divisional playoff game. It's 41-6 Seattle at home. Kenneth Walker, 19 carries, 116 yards, 3 touchdowns. Seattle has just forced a third turnover. Earlier, Denver in overtime eliminated Buffalo 33-30 on a short field goal. The Bills committed 5 turnovers. Afterwards, though, the bombshell from Denver that starting quarterback Bo Nix suffered a broken ankle late in the game. He'll have surgery next week. He's out for the postseason. Jared Stidham will start in Denver at the AFC title game next weekend. The top candidate for the Falcons coaching job was Kevin Stefanski, ex of Cleveland. NFL Network says he and Atlanta are working towards a deal now. The Giants finalized a 5-year contract with Coach John Harbaugh. Green Bay gave head coach Matt LaFleur a multi-year extension. I'm Steve DeSager.
This is Fox Football Saturday.
All right, here we go. Intensity, let's go.
And we're breaking down your football day.
Football's fun. Hey, it's all right here.
You're listening to Fox Football Saturday. From the playoffs to post-game, your football teams are repped here. Fox Football Saturday is now. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Aaron Torres and Jason Martin.
Welcome in, everybody. Fox Sports Radio, Fox Football Saturday. Aaron Torres, Jason Martin broadcasting live. Yes, we are live, 11:01 Eastern time from the Fox Sports Radio studios. 2 NFL playoff games. 1 is essentially in the books. Jay Martin, a lot to take out of Denver, Buffalo. Don't really know how much we're going to be talking about breaking down 3rd and 7 in the second quarter of Seahawks 49ers. As DeSager just told you, about midway through the fourth quarter, 41-6 Seattle leads. Seattle returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. It has not slowed down since then. Jason Martin, hope you're well. Plenty to talk about. As I said, don't think we're going to be really breaking down very much of Seattle, San Francisco here.
The Seahawks have looked awesome, pretty much like you said, from that kickoff return. And finally, all these injuries and all this like sorcery that Kyle Shanahan has been pulling out, it just ran out. Like they're just not as good. They don't have the players. And not to mention they're on the road. And once the momentum got going, you looked up, it was 17-0. And then when they got that extra touchdown there right before the end of the half, made it 24-6, it felt like it was over. And indeed it was. And that's pretty much that's my thoughts on that game. That's pretty much it. Seahawks have looked dominant. They look like the number 1 seed.
Really quickly, I have a couple tiny more thoughts before we get to what was both a thriller and frankly, a disappointing result for both Denver and Buffalo with how it resulted with Denver and Buffalo. Real quick, Sam Darnold, does he really have an oblique injury? 12?
Yeah, dude, like I did want to mention that as a matter of fact.
Go ahead.
I saw a whole lot of articles. Is he going to play? Of course he's going to play unless he doesn't have legs.
Sure.
Like I didn't buy that for a second. Not that he wasn't hurt, But this idea that it was questionable if he was going to play. Are we serious about this? And then the talk was, well, I mean, Drew Lock will be backing him up. Well, guess what? Drew Lock is playing in the game. Because it's a 35-point blowout, and Darnold is now on the sidelines, 12 of 17 in the game. And every pass that I saw him throw looked like Sam Darnold to me. Like, it generally seemed like it wasn't bothering him all that much. I'm not saying that they lied. I'm saying that the media blew this thing way out of proportion, in my opinion.
Yeah, 41-6. Sam Darnold, 12 of 17 passing, 124 yards, 1 touchdown. If there is a major injury, it was not exposed tonight. Seattle will be hosting the NFC Championship game again. For those of you just joining us, 6:50 left. Seattle up 41-6. I can't believe these two teams played literally 2 weeks ago today, and it was, a back-and-forth game that could have gone either way. Admittedly, it was in San Francisco, but Seattle gets the win. They will be hosting the winner of the Rams-Bears game. That is the second game on Sunday. First game on Sunday, Patriots and the Houston Texans. The winner there will be headed to Denver. Denver gets the 33-30 victory over Buffalo. Now, Martin and Monty DeSager, they've been on since the end of that game. They got you all the details. It's worth noting, Bo Nix is out for the playoffs. We'll probably talk about that maybe next segment. But I do think I want to start with not quite the way this game ended, but sort of the way this game ended. In overtime, Buffalo gets the stop to open overtime. First possession on offense for Buffalo. Josh Allen, deep pass to Brandon Cooks. He catches it, comes down with it. It is called an interception on the field. The refs don't even bother to go to review. Now, admittedly, once the play is fully over, the defensive back does have the ball. But it felt like it could go. J-Mart, we have two really good pieces of sound from Sean McDermott. But before we get to them, listen, Buffalo had 5 turnovers, including that one in overtime. It's not the sole reason that they lost. But am I even framing this correctly? Deep pass to Brandon Cooks. Catch, comes down, ball ripped out after he hits the ground. We'll get to the Sean McDermott sound in half a second. But am I setting this up right? Am I overselling it? Did it look like a catch to you? Did it look like a clean interception to you? I want to be fair to the Broncos fans listening, but what was your takeaway before we hear from Sean McDermott?
So I wasn't sure in the moment. Now, you know where my allegiances lie as a fan.
You're a Broncos. I want to set that up. You're a Broncos fan, so I think you'll be fair one way or the other, so go ahead.
I thought it was a catch when I saw the first replay. I heard Gene Steratore on the CBS broadcast say, I don't know that he had possession fully in his hands before he hit the ground so that the ball was jostling enough that the simultaneous possession came into effect and the DB was able to rip it away. I still felt afterwards, it's not that I felt like there was robbery, but I definitely felt cloudy about it. Like I wasn't sure, and I felt like whatever had been called on the field would have stood because I didn't know that there was evidence enough to overturn. But I am surprised that they didn't go to review. They didn't replay it a little bit more because it was a huge play in the game, obviously.
Well, J-Mart, I'll tell you what. You were confused as to why they didn't go to replay. So was Sean McDermott. Here was Sean McDermott, Buffalo Bills coach, after the game about this very controversial play in overtime, ruled an interception on the field, and they did not go to replay.
I called a timeout to try and slow it down. It would seem logical to me. The head official would walk over and want to go and take a look at it just to make sure that everybody from here who is in the stadium to there are on the same page. That's too big of a play, and in a play that decided the game potentially as well, to not even slow it down. And I've had a chance to look at it. It's hard for me to understand why it was ruled the way it was ruled. And if it is ruled that way, then why wasn't it slowed down? Just to make sure that we have this right. That would have made a lot of sense to me. So I'll just leave it at that.
Sean McDermott had a little bit more to say. Here was the second part of this sound.
I'm saying it because I'm standing up for Buffalo, damn it. I'm standing up for us. Because what went on is not how it should go down. in my estimation. That play, these guys spend 3 hours out there playing football, pouring their guts out, to not even say, hey, let's just slow this thing down. That's why I'm bothered.
Sean McDermott after the game, J. Mart, I think what you said, okay, so two things can be true. I think what you said is accurate. I think whatever was called on the field, there wasn't enough to overturn it either way. Where I am at, though, is it is 2026. How do we not know what a catch? Well, how do we not know what a catch is? And J. Mart, listen, all I'm saying is that, first of all, Bills continue to just get royally screwed. This is gonna be the second time in about 5 years that we might have to revisit a rule in the offseason because of a way that Buffalo lost in the playoffs. My thing is this, though. I mean, listen, we all, from the time you started playing in the backyard with your neighbors through the NFL, if you catch it, if you come down with the ball, I don't know how it isn't a catch. And then listen to Sean McDermott's larger point. How do you in the biggest game of the year, playoffs, overtime, you don't even go to review. Now, I'll say this to your point. I think because of the way the rule is written, I don't know if you go to review if that play gets overturned. But I guess just what I'm saying is this, is that, look, we've talked about catch versus non-catch for 15 years now, whatever. I mean, dating back to Des Bryant, dating back to whatever. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, you have the ball in your hands. Your knee hits the ground. And then the ball gets taken out. And I actually saw some people arguing this on social media, and I haven't heard any Brandon Cooks sound yet, so I don't know if it's necessarily the case. But I saw some people saying, well, he let up and he let go of the ball because he just assumed it was a catch. So
I didn't see that. I'll need to see that again. I would disagree with that based on what I've seen so far.
But broader point.
But more to the point, though. I agree, and I listening to Sean McDermott, I agree with his analogy. And I actually believed when he called the timeout that they were assuredly going to go look at it, because I understood why he called the timeout. I was actually stunned that they did not do it. But I shouldn't have been, because you know what, I hate to do this kind of, but Carl Sheffer's crew is not good. Wow. And they haven't been good for a very long time. Now, I don't know if it's the exact same crew he's had year after year, but for some reason, Carl Sheffer's, whatever crew he's with, there's some sketchy stuff that goes on. They are way too prevalent in a lot of these games. Carl Sheffers is definitely an official who likes to be a star. He's definitely somebody that you hear a lot from when his guys are out there. And what was this game in the end? It was back-to-back DPI calls. After that interception call, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth. And I understand why Bills fans would be frustrated by it. I understand why Josh Allen would be frustrated by it. I understand why Sean McDermott would be frustrated by it. I will say this, and I know no one is going to disagree. The officials did not cause Josh Allen to fumble the football at the end of the first half, or throw the first interception, or cause James Cook to fumble the football. They turned the ball over 5 times in the game. You want to take the other one out, maybe it's 4. If you don't want to call that last one an interception, of course, that's what it was on the field. Josh Allen was in tears after the game, saying he felt like he let his team down. He let his guys down. Everybody was talking about how this was the legacy game. This is the one where he becomes one of the greatest to ever play. And we're hearing all this other stuff. And let's just be real about it. He wasn't great for much of that game. He definitely left some plays out there. He overthrew a couple of receivers, and then he, skipped the rock across the lake trying to get it to Dawson Knox. And that's a play that he's going to want to have back, similar to the one at the end of the game a few weeks ago in the regular season where he missed the 2-point conversion. They end up losing that game. So the Bills did enough to allow the referees to take the game from them. If you want to say that the referees took the game from them. If you want to argue that on behalf of the Bills did enough to put themselves in a position where that could happen. And, of course, little Jordan Humphrey dropped a wide-open touchdown on a dime from Bo Nix in the first quarter that cost them a touchdown. They end up with a field goal there. Who knows what happens if he makes that catch. But those are the things that happen in sports back and forth. The biggest issue, though, is you hate that this thing is going to be talked about more for how it ended than just this war that we got to watch, which was just a great football game between two hard-nosed opponents that were giving it all they had.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a great game between two hard-nosed opponents. The Broncos advance. We'll come back because there is some interesting Josh Allen sound. He kind of speaks to what you said, J. Mart. We got to talk about that. We got to talk about Sean McDermott's future. We got to talk about the Broncos' future because, as DeSager told us to lead the show, Bo Nix, an ankle injury that will lead to surgery, a broken bone in his ankle. He is out for the year. So we're going to come back, discuss all that. For those of you who are still waiting breathlessly, by the way, for the Seattle-San Francisco update, under 30 seconds to go. Coaches are officially shaking hands at midfield. Seattle 41, San Francisco 6. The Seattle Seahawks will host next week's NFC Championship game facing the winner of Rams-Bears, which of course is Sunday. Broncos hosting the AFC Championship game. But how do they do it without Bo Nix? And more importantly, how much of Saturday's loss by Buffalo is on Josh Allen? That's all coming up next. We're on till 2 a.m. Eastern, and we will be jam-packed wall-to-wall until then. Aaron Torres, Jason Martin, Fox Sports Radio.
NFL fans, your NFC Championship game is almost set. The Seahawks are in.
Sam rolls out near